Well, good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to the Potting Shed. I am Bex, if you didn't know.
I'm Adam.
If you didn't know.
Welcome. Good to see you.
Welcome to the Potting Shed. Welcome to YGTV. We're very excited to be here, as we always are. It's our favourite thing to do.
It is. Yeah, we love being here Thursdays. We love here being Sundays. We just love being here full stop, don't we, really? All the time.
I mean, every day, pretty much at the moment as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Pretty much every day we get to come here and we talk about plants, which is just that we are living the dream. So thank you to you for coming in and watching, because that means we get to come in and live our dream. So big thank you to all of you. We've got lots of things to show you, loads of brand new things. So if you're one of our regulars, then yes, we have got some wonderful stuff. Ali G, again, thank you for your images. And you've sent me a picture of something that I actually want to create this year. I've got 2 free tower pots. And so what I'm going to do, and I meant to place my order before the live started and I forgot, so I will do it as soon as the live has ended. I'm going to be getting myself some of those Thunbergia and I'm going to be planting them into my 2 spare tower pots. So I've got you. Can we show it, Stu? Is that all right? I got a little picture. I just want to show you as a sneak preview. Yes, Ali G, love it. This is exactly what I'm going to try and do this year as well. I'm going to plant up the Thunbergia. I'm going to put that into 2 tower pots, and we've got both of those items on the live today. I see you've got other tower pots in the background there as well, Ali G.
That looks phenomenal,
doesn't it?
I mean, it's funny because you asked me before the show how many per container, and I see how vigorous they are. I think 3, would be fine, wouldn't it?
Ali, let us know how many Thunbergia did you put in each of your tower pots? Adam's telling me just go for 1 pack because I've got 2 tower pots. Put 1 of each colour in there. Anyway, we'll come to those in a moment. You get 3 colours in there. You have totally nailed it. Well done, you. If you do want to send us any of your pictures of your plants, successes, failures, whatever you like, we would love to see them, please. There is an email address. It's ygtv@yougarden.com. You can be like Ali G and you can send us all of those lovely pictures and we will share them on screen. Hello to everybody who's watching, by the way. We are on Craft Store today as well, aren't we? Stu?
Yes.
We are on Craft Store today, aren't we? Ah, we're not. I meant to ask that, sorry. Good morning, everybody else. Right, what we are going to carry on doing for you is show you all the fantastic plants. Make sure you're a club member because you get 15% discount. There's 2 prices you can see on screen right here. Which price do you want, Adam?
Well, you definitely want the club member price, don't you? I want the smallest one. Yeah, I mean, that just makes sense, doesn't it?
Of course it makes sense.
Yeah, why pay the full price when you can pay the members price, membership price?
How do I join the club, Adam?
You join the club, I mean, basically, you join the club by actually paying £10 membership per year. And the great thing about that as well, once you subscribe, providing you keep that subscription going, that will be all you pay every year. It will never go up. It will be the same year after year after year. And then you're going to get 15% off most of the plants and accessories. You're going to get 7.5% off outdoor machinery, furniture, that kind of thing. And it is just definitely worth doing, because a lot of people in their first order actually save the money that they've used to join. It's as simple as that. We will say we want you to be in the club. Yes, please. And then you'll get your vouchers as well, plus your free postage vouchers included. So do join the club to get that lower price. And remember that everything that you see in the potting shed comes to you with postage included. Well, not the fittings and the furniture, obviously. I'm talking about the plants, the pots, the compost. Free postage included in there, but you have to use the code. It is YGTV1525. That's this week's code. You have to use that code to get your free shipping and to get your saving. If you're looking at the item that you can see on screen right now that is in front of us, there is a £15 saving on there, and that's how you access that, by entering that code. Okay? Loads of savings to be had here. Loads and loads. If you're brand new to us, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to start off with this fantastic Fatsia japonica collection where you get 3 3-litre pots. So what I'm going to do first, Bex? I'm going to walk around and take my shirt off that corner, because that's bugging me.
Is it covering up some? Is it covering up some stuff?
I've actually hung my shirt in a
right
really
in
silly
front of the
place,
TV
so I
screen.
can't see the bottom corner. There we go. That's just really annoying me. So I can see it properly now.
All right, let's start off with this Fatsia collection then, shall we? We've got camouflage, we've got spider's web, and we have got your I don't want to use the word standard, but your well-loved Fatsia The classic, thank you, Stu. Yes, that's the word. So you've got your classic Fatsia japonica. Adam's got the spider's web, which is this one here. And I have got the camouflage, which is one of the brand new ones that's been brought in to us here at YouGarden. Now, I love Fatsia because I've got clay soil in my garden and it is tolerant of that clay soil.
It is as well, and it's also tolerant of shade. And don't those three Bex, those three together Bex, look absolutely fantastic.
They do, don't they? I have now got all three. I'm very excited. Haven't planted them all yet, but I'm very excited.
Well, the weird thing is, I've got the Fatsia japonica, I've actually got the spider's web, and I know I'm meant to have favourites. My favourite is the camouflage. I haven't got that one, so I need to get that. But, but these plants, these are just stunning. I mean, over the years, I've planted many Fatsias, and they're a great plant for a shady area.
Well, that's the second reason I love them, because they love shade.
They do.
Actually, they can cope in a part shade. They'll cope with a little bit of sun, but not full southwest facing. That'll make them a little bit sad. Yeah,
because sometimes I've seen somebody put these in full sun, and on a really hot day, the leaves can get a bit burnt, a bit crisp. So if you've got a shady corner, you want something dramatic, you want something evergreen, you want something that's going to look good all the year through. And they flower as well. They have these really bizarre flowers in the autumn, and they're sort of like ball-shaped flower heads, and they're absolutely adored by the butterflies, the pollinating insects, and then they have these big clusters of berries. So they're all shrubs. There you go. That's the flowers there, and that's sort of late summer into early autumn.
Big clusters of those as well. They're not shy, shrinking.
No.
Look, you do get those great big clusters of them.
And it's weird because you kind of get this stem that comes out to start with, and then that stem becomes multi-branched, and as I say, it's loved by the late pollinating insects. Then you get the berries, but you've got this wonderful variegation in all of these. So these are happy, cheerful plants all the year through. And funny enough, the Fatsia japonica, you've probably known that, Bex, as well as a houseplant.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we have that in a houseplant section as well. So that can be an indoor or an outdoor plant. It's up to you.
They are fantastic. Stu has sent us a picture of one because you can actually container grow these as well. So I just want to point this out. Yeah, if you grow them in borders, they can get big. They can get 2-3 metres height. They can spread by that much as well. They can take a hard pruning. So if they do get too big, you can chop them back. But you can actually successfully really grow these in a container as well.
Yeah, they're fantastic in pots and containers. You can see there. Yeah, your cycas is looking a bit sad in the background, Stu. But the Fatsia is looking fantastic. I mean, look at and the size of the leaves. The leaves on the ones we've got in front of us are only about half the size they can be. These leaves can literally get dinner plate size or even bigger. So these are really dramatic plants. They're statement plants. They're great for shade. They're great for clay soil. They're easy to look after. And as Bex said, if you've got one of these that's got 7-8 foot tall and you need it to be lower, this time of year, about the end of April into May, go halfway down the stem, find a little bud that's poking out from the stem, literally chop the top off above that bud. It will look terrifying and you'll end up with a stump, but believe you me,
come back,
by the end of May, June, it'll all reshoot and you'll have a beautiful plant that's much more compact but more multi-branch.
Yeah, and if they do get a bit too tall and then they're sort of bare at the bottom, it's a really good thing to do, so you get a fuller, more beautiful display from those.
But it's not compulsory. If you want it as a beautiful tree, leave it. But if it gets too big, that's the other option.
Right, good morning to you all. Rhiannon, Grimmy, Neil, Karen, Daniel, hello to you. Did I say Rhiannon? Yes, I did. Simon, hello. He says, sunny here, just waiting for the last bit of the landscape to be finished.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, that was Rhiannon. Apologies. Simon says, morning all from a bright and beautiful Birmingham. Hey. Neil will be dipping in and out as usual and watching back fully later. Anne, good morning to you as well. And Caroline, hello. Those are all the people in the YouTube chat. If you want to join the Facebook chat, by all means do so. Stu will be looking at those comments. And remember, you can send us all your emails. Come on over. We want to take you over to the favourites table. Now, anybody who's regular, you know that we pick what goes on here because we think these will be your favourites, but you often prove us wrong.
Yes.
So we will wait and see, and then we will adjust that on Sunday accordingly. Please don't prove us wrong. We like to get it right, but sometimes we don't. Sometimes we absolutely get it wrong. Let's find out, shall we? Which side do you want to start, Stu? Oh, yeah, let's go Blackberry Cascade. OK, so when we were in our previous world on that shopping channel, I remember introducing this one and people went nuts for it. They absolutely thought this was a great idea and I am 100% behind it. Now, blackberry plants, they're quite vigorous. They're quite annoying, aren't they? They'll go under the fences.
They will.
They'll come up all over the place.
And they've got those really evil backward facing enticing thorns that grip onto you. You end up with all the scratched arms and stuff.
That's not what this is.
No.
This is compact and
thornless. That's the good thing about it. So there's no thorns on this. So if you want to get your children, your grandchildren into growing fruit and growing blackberries, but also blackberries you can grow in a hanging basket. I know it sounds ridiculous, but
you can though.
Yeah, you can grow these in a hanging basket. You can grow them in a raised pot. You could grow them in a window box if you wanted to. Hey, as usual, fantastic root system there. Anywhere these can tumble or trail a little bit, they're going to absolutely love it. And you know what? Once these plants are established, it wouldn't be unusual to get a kilogram of fruit per plant.
Do you reckon we could get some fruits this year?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all, Bex, to be honest, because these plants are so established.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the vigour of the foliage, that beautiful, beautiful, really lovely foliage. In fact, the foliage on that is attractive in its own right. I love the sort of the reddish colour and
it will hold its leaves as well, won't it?
Yeah. The blackberries pretty much keep their leaves all the year through, and then they shed the old leaves sort of late winter. New ones come through.
Sunny spot or shady?
No, sunny. Yeah, they like sun. So a nice sunny spot is good for these. If you're going to grow them in a hanging basket or a container, keep them well watered, keep them well fed. We normally say our blooming fast. I think we've sold out of the tub at the moment, I believe. But
have we?
We might have got some more back in stock. But yeah, the 1.25 kilogram tub, I think we'd sold out.
Oh my word!
But we
never run out of that.
We might have it in sachets.
All right, I'm sure we've got the sachets, and we may have the 900 gram bag as well. And I'm sure that the 1.25 kilo will be back very, very soon. So you can still get hold of it, and definitely do give that a little feed.
But this is just brilliant. I mean, it's such a good way to grow blackberries without lacerating yourself.
Would you put one in a hanging basket, do you reckon? Because they don't. I mean, they stay compact. They'll get to what, about 30, 40 centimetres?
Yeah, exactly. That's about the length they try. I would say probably in a 12-inch hanging basket, I would put one, and then if you go up to sort of a 24-inch, which is a whopper of a hanging basket, you could put sort of 3 in there, I would say.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, in one that size.
But window boxes?
Yeah, window boxes, yeah. If you've got a window box, you could probably put 3 in a window box.
Like the Durham one that we do.
That's it, yeah, one either end, one in the middle. Use our compost as well, because blackberries like a nice, rich, kind of moist soil. As I say, feed, kept well watered, and just keep picking loads and loads of straw.
Super low maintenance.
Oh, yeah.
No pruning, no pinching out, no...
Beautiful white flowers as well.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Really
Pollinators love them.
They do. Honestly, grow these because it's going to be a real fun, eye-opener way of growing blackberries. And
a massive saving on here, by the way. I've just noticed that. Whoa! So we're saving more than we're spending. £17 off there. It's £12.97, £11.02 in the club. To get 3 beautiful plants, and once these get established, as Adam says, maybe up to a kilo of fruit per plant. Apple and blackberry pie. Yeah, they're beautiful. I mean, they're late summer, and these are your late summer, early autumn fruits as well, when a lot of fruits have already come and gone. So it's nice to have, a beautiful, I mean, because your raspberries, unless you've got the autumn fruit in, but, a lot of things have finished by then. But it's great to have those fantastic blackberries that late in the year. Yeah, fantastic. 310180 is the item number there. Go to yougarden.com to place your order. The phone lines are also open if you'd like to as well. Free postage on everything as long as you use that code. We're going on to the Anagallis, the Blue Pimpernel. This one, now I know Sean grew these last year and he was blown away by the gorgeous colour, and I seem to remember a lot of people were commenting on this previously. I know a few of you regulars, you've grown this as well, so if you have and you've got some pictures, please send them to us. But we often say, and we bring a lot of them here, there aren't many true blue flowers in the world. It's one of the rarest. And it's funny when I say that, because we actually do bring a lot of blue flowers to you, but we just have a really good selection. Yeah. But they're so rare. This is truly blue. It's proper blue. It's blue like my shirt. Well, that's weird you say about your shirt, because I'm having a deja vu moment, because I'm sure that the last time we brought this to air... I was wearing the shirt. You was. Honestly, Bex, you were wet, because I remember saying to you that flower actually matches the exact colour of your shirt, and weirdly enough, you've got the same colour on tonight. Tonight. Yeah, we're not pre-recorded. It is live. It is the morning, I promise you. But yeah, these are so unusual. They're so different because you've got those deep, gorgeous blue flowers. You've got the little yellow stamens in the middle.
And you know, like the little scarlet pimpernel, the kind of one we see growing in the garden as a wild flower. Well, this is kind of the same family, but this one is deep, deep blue. So you can grow this in pots, troughs, hanging baskets. You can grow it in little gravel areas. You could grow it sort of on a patio. If you've got little areas like where you've got an old patio and you've got little areas where the paving slabs are broken, you could plant it in between there. It likes full sun. It likes well-drained soil. It will kind of just spread out and form like a little carpet. It will tumble as well if you put it in pots or troughs or hanging baskets. It's loved by the pollinating insects, and it really, really is one of the most truly blue flowers, because it really gives me the narc when they say flowers are blue.
Yeah, and they're purple.
And they're purple, and they're lilac, or they're mauve.
Or they say black and they're purple.
Yeah, these are true blue, and we're kind of saying that these are perennials, but what Bex and I are kind of saying is if you're in a milder area, yeah, these probably would be perennial, get through year to year, but you know, we never kind of pull the wool over your eyes. If there's a really, really cold winter...
Yeah, you'll lose them.
You'd lose them,
A lot of people grow these as annuals, but if you put them in pots, you could easily overwinter them and then see if you can get those to come back. These are multi-branch. Would you pinch these?
Those ones there, no, I think they're probably doing all right already.
I think they are, because there's lots of them, isn't there?
Because they're already really, really... And there's actually some buds, I think, coming on those already.
There's definitely some buds coming on the end of those, but you can see they really are... Look, loads of beautiful growth on there.
They are. I think probably within 3 or 4 weeks you'll start to see the first flowers on those, perhaps even sooner. And then once they start flowering, these are going to keep going all the way through to the end of the year. And so if you look at their native relative, the scarlet pimpernel, the little orange one, you see growing as a wild flower, that grows in really poor soil. It grows in a nice open sunny position. It's totally undemanding, and these are exactly the same.
Right, Daniel, sorry, quick one. Just want to answer Daniel's question. I believe you're a new name in the chat. I don't recognise your name. If you've been here for a while and you've been watching it for a while, that's lovely. But let me know. Let me know, are you new to us? He's asked a question, and I know the answer.
Good.
When I planted my Autumn Bliss short canes...
Right.
Should I have cut them down or just left them as they are?
Well, if you bought them as the long...
He's saying short canes, but I think the Autumn Bliss are the long canes, aren't they?
I know the Glen Amble we've got...
Glen Amble's the long cane.
Yeah, yeah.
Stu, can you check?
So you bought them from us as short canes.
Yeah, should I cut them down?
No, because the growth that is produced now, hopefully, will fruit for you this... might give you some fruit first time this autumn.
Fingers crossed. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But no, if they're short canes, you definitely don't cut them down. Our Autumn Bliss say prima cane, so they should flower. They should fruit this year, shouldn't they? Yeah,
but normally the prima cane ones.
Them, basically.
No, because no, don't. There you go.
Either way, definitely don't cut them down. Leave them in the ground, and they hopefully will give you those fruits this year. We do long cane ones as well that will give fruit this year too. So no cutting those down at all. Right, just to give you the details on the Sky Lover. So we've got 480977 is the item number. You're getting 6 of those plug plants. Do have a go with those, because that really is a bright blue. And let us know if you've grown those in the past and send us any pictures. We'd love to see them. It's £11.04 in the club as long as you use that code, and you'll get your free postage as well. Now we're going to go on to a summer must-have. We all need fuchsias in our garden, and we bring you lots of different kinds of fuchsia here from YouGarden. We've got the summer bedding ones. We've got the beautiful trailing ones. We've got the giant ones. These are the hardy fuchsias. So these are the ones that are going to get you through your winters, and you're going to get 6 different varieties included in here as well. Fantastic. 2 of each. And yes, you heard me right, they are the hardy fuchsia collection. They are.
These are what I call, Bex, a fuchsia with a future, because these are going to keep growing year after year after year after year. They get to about 1 metre tall, perhaps about 1.5 metres tall. Eventually, one of these could be sort of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sort of canes or stems on it. They start flowering mid-summer, and they will go right up until the autumn. In fact, again, just whizzing through my brain, thinking back to customers I've got now, I had in the past. I can remember a garden I used to look after in Buckhurst Hill. They had hardy fuchsias. They came back every year, and sometimes even in November, when the leaves were dropping off the trees, they'd still have the odd flower on.
Wow.
They do flower really, really late, hardy fuchsias. So, but these are not the type you can put in hanging baskets. These are upright, so these need space. As I say, they get to about 1 metre tall. There's 6 different varieties. Now, sometimes we might substitute a few of the varieties, because we had a thing the other evening where somebody mentioned about Tom Thumb. So, yeah, but at the end of the day, you will get, these stunning, 6 different stunning varieties of hardy fuchsia. And once you plant them, they're literally those plants, you plant them, you leave them, you love them. I mean, there's nothing else to do with them. Keep them well watered, get them established to start with. And again, I think, Bex, I'd be tempted to perhaps have another pinch out on those.
So you can see that these have already been pinched. If I show you the centre there, so that centre there, that's where the first stem was coming from. That's been pinched out. And then that has created those additional branches on either side. Those additional branches have now got their own central apical. I can never say that word. The central stem. So what you can do then is pinch out that one.
Bud.
Apical, thank you. And then that will create another 2 branches. More branches, more flowers is essentially what you're doing with this. And you want as many flowers as you can possibly get. They're all labelled so you know exactly which varieties are in which pod in the miniature greenhouse. So if you're colour coding your garden in any way, don't get happy when you get the pack home and, oh, look at all of these and take them out of the pack. Because you'll mix them up. It doesn't matter if you're just mishmashing and like Adam and I do. Colour, just put it everywhere. But if you want specific colours in specific places, pay attention to the labelling. And yes, it's Farmer Dan. We thought it was, but we didn't want to make an assumption. So Daniel is Farmer Dan. Thank you so much for finding us on here. It's lovely to have your company on this side as well. And he says, yes, of course, I got them from you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So basically, when raspberries arrive and they're already that short, you don't cut them down any further. You just leave them, plant them as is, and then you let them grow.
Absolutely.
And if they're the sort of the primer cane ones and they're really tall, again, don't cut those down because otherwise
you're cutting away the fruit.
You're cutting away the fruit.
But isn't it the short canes he's going to have to wait till next year to get the fruit?
You probably will.
So I think we fumbled the answer for you there. If it's a short cane, because raspberries fruit on last year's growth, short canes have been cut down, so they need this year's growth, and then next year that'll be your fruiting cane.
That's it, Bex.
So don't chop them down next year, because then you'll be cutting those away.
Yeah.
I hope that makes sense. If I fumbled that, let me know. Rhiannon, Paul Scarlet is a climbing rose, so you need a trellis for that one. You need something for it to climb up, an archway or a trellis up a wall, something like that. It's a beautiful one, though, but yes, you can't just leave it to do its own thing. Yeah,
it is a really lovely, beautiful red rose, quite an old rose, an old variety, but a really loved variety.
Definitely, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
OK, so we're moving on. 30 years of Sophinia is up next for you. I love that we've got the Sophinia next to the hardy fuchsias. I mean, these are in the ground. These are going to go in your hanging baskets. Sophinia is the designer brand of the petunia world. It's the petunia that every petunia wants to be.
It is as well, because you get that huge trail on these. I mean, these can trail down to over 1 metre or so. And again, we've got fantastic, beautiful plants for you here as well. You've got that gorgeous root system on those, really well established. These have already been pinched out once already. But if you wanted to, you could pinch them out again. I mean, this one's got 2 or 3 stems on the top there. Just pop these on for a little while into a 9 centimetre pot, grow them on a little bit. Once the risk of the last frost has gone, you can plant these outside and you will get those spectacular trailing displays. I mean, as I say, sometimes like 1 metre. I've even seen them growing to like 1.5 metres trailing down. They're fragrant as well, the flowers on these. They're not in your face like Lily the Valley or something.
It's a nice light fragrance, isn't it?
It's a soft, gentle fragrance, absolutely loved by the pollinating insects. And if you've got them in hanging baskets, pots or troughs, keep them well watered, keep them well fed. And you know, sometimes when you drive past those beautiful pubs and they've got those incredible displays, and you always think, how have they done that?
Or in the middle of a shopping centre, when you're walking down the street and they've got 4 feet of trail.
That's the Sophinias.
Yeah.
That's why Sophinias are still loved. You know, some things just become historic, and you know, there's certain brands of car, isn't there? There's certain fizzy drinks. There's certain things that are iconic. When it comes to the petunia world, these are icons of the petunia world.
Absolutely, they are 100% icons. You're getting 18 of those plug plants included. It's a £5 saving here. You access that by using your code, and the code will also give you the free postage as well. That's the most important thing here. Well, actually, it's all important. Savings and free postage. Every single item that you get in the potting shed will have that free postage, but you must use the code, please. YGTV1525. There's a little box when you place your order on the website. It says, do you have an offer code? That's what you put in there. When it says, do you have a voucher, that's where you're going to put in, you know, your vouchers you get by joining a club member. That's where that one goes. It's the offer code box where you put the offer code. I mean, it makes sense, but I just want to make sure everybody knows.
Are you putting a code in at the beginning of the order or putting the code in at the end of the order, person?
Well, I don't know. It's a good question. So when you go onto the website and you're searching through the items we've selected, if you haven't put your offer code in already, it'll show you the higher prices. Whereas if you put something in your basket, any old thing, doesn't matter whether you're going to buy it or not, and then put the offer code in, when you go back to the main page and you're looking at the prices, it'll give you the actual prices. Yeah, I think I want to see the actual prices. Yeah. Put the code in first, every time. Every time.
You don't want to steal that money you've saved, so then you can spend it on more plants.
Yeah, or you can put it in at the end of placing your order and just watch all the money drop off. Yeah. It depends which one you like the most.
Oh, I've saved £50. I can spend another £50. That's good.
All right, let's show you the last item on the favourites table. And Daniel, I'm going to double check, because my brain's not working clearly. So while Adam talks to you about the allium purple sensation, I will double check that answer for you.
Yeah, these are fantastic. These are what I call the Chelsea Flower Show alliums, because if you've ever been to the Chelsea Flower Show, you see these archetypal, again, iconic alliums. And I've used that word twice today, but these are iconic. So purple sensation is probably one of the most widely grown alliums. And there's a good reason for that, because you've got beautiful stems on these, sometimes up to 1 metre tall. You've got these beautiful, great big heads, and sometimes the heads on these can almost be tennis ball size. I mean, these are really dramatic. They're loved by the pollinating insects, the butterflies, the bees. They look beautiful. I mean, look at them here. And what we've done with these as well, these aren't the bulbs. We're actually growing these on for you already in these 9 centimetre pots. All you've got to do is plant them in the garden. And if you are going to plant alliums, they love a really hot, bright, well-drained, sunny spot. That's where they're really, really happy, but also they make fantastic container plants. And you can see all the little insects already. There's a little hoverfly kind of buzzing around because he's already picked up on the pollen and the nectar and stuff in these flowers. And as I say, waist height on these is not unusual, but these great big flower heads full of these gorgeous star-shaped flowers. They stay in bloom for a good couple of 2 or 3 weeks, but don't be in a rush to deadhead these, because if you just leave the flower after it's actually finished, its colourful stage, they dry, these flowers, and they look fantastic.
They
just
do
left
as well.
they are.
I did it last year. Yeah. They did look amazing.
And I actually saw this fantastic video on TikTok where a lady had loads of alliums in her garden, and they were the purple sensation. And after they'd gone dry, she went round with an artificial spray can with a natural dye. And she sprayed all the heads again to colour them up. And I thought,
great idea.
I thought that's ingenious.
Great idea. I love that idea. I'm a big fan of alliums, and if obviously you didn't plant your allium bulbs, and you're not getting the growth coming through because you didn't plant them, then this is the best way to do it. Get your 9 centimetre pots. It's amazing how quick they grow. Bees absolutely adore them, and it's a half price saving here. £15 off, £12.72 in the club, because you get your 15% off the saving as well. Yeah, they are rooty beauties, definitely.
Look
properly rooty.
Hey,
amazing.
That is gagging to get in the ground, I tell you.
Gagging for it. Yeah, definitely wants to get planted.
Or a container. These do fantastic in pots and containers. And another thing Bex and I totally love about alliums as well. We all love daffodils, but you have to wait about 6 weeks, don't you, or 3 months even, for all the foliage to die down, which drives you mad.
They take ages.
The foliage dies down really quick, so these are really good amongst other perennials, because you don't have to spend months and months looking at these dying leaves. Sometimes within weeks they die down and go, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They disappear. Right, so get that massive saving, half price off that one. We're going over to the compost. Yes, Daniel. Sorry, don't trim them. It's a premocane short cane, which means it flowers and fruits on new growth. You should get fruits this year. Don't chop them back, you don't need to. It will grow its new growth this year. That should be your flowering and your fruiting. Next year, yes, you can chop them, because it's all about new growth. This is why that one, I'm so sorry, we mixed ourselves up in our heads with the different varieties that we do. That's why that one is an awesome variety to get, because it always will flower and fruit on new growth, which means it's really nice and easy. So much less confusing than the others, because the others, we do a long cane that is a floricane that will fruit and flower on year-old wood, but it will still fruit this year because it's still got its year-old wood. That's why I was getting confused. So you have got a variety that will always fruit on new, which makes it really, really simple. Have I confused everybody now?
I've learned something new there as well on that.
Have you?
Yeah, which is good. So, no, because I didn't know that there was a variety of flower on new wood. So yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, the autumn.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry everybody else.
But that's
Daniel,
probably
I hope I've helped.
because it's autumn flowering, it flowers at the end of the year rather than spring. That's
Once
why
you get into
it
it
does
gets really
it.
confusing. It's quite complicated. Right, and something that you're all going to need though.
Yeah, and this is not complicated or confusing.
I just received my order last week and I already need to place another one. So let's do a quick review for you of what is the best thing about this compost.
Loads of things. First of all, it's a hugely peat-reduced compost, and some of the peat in this is renewable peat as well, because it's made from sphagnum moss, which is really, really good. But what we've also got is that composted wood fibre. That allows the moisture to percolate through. That allows the air to get down to the roots of the plants. That's really, really important. And also, if you're a little seedling, if you're a little plug plant, for example, it allows you to get your roots down into the ground. So you get that nice fibrous root system, which we'll show you in a minute, rather than that inferior kind of root system as well. And once you've got your roots down into this compost, there's two other fantastic benefits as well. There's the slow release fertiliser, which is the little green balls that you see in this that breaks down gradually, will feed your plant for up to 6 months. But also there's got a wetting agent in this. It makes the compost what we call hydrophilic, which means it wants to absorb the moisture, it wants to suck the moisture in. Like I was going to show you where Bex is there, you can see you've got that really fantastic fibrous root system. That's what you get with our compost. And when you've got a plant with a root system like that, it's going to grow away much more quickly. It's going to establish, you can get more fruit, more vegetables, more flowers, more disease resistance. Also, this is pH balanced. It sounds gobbledygooky, but what it means is it's not really acid, so it's not a compost just for rhododendrons and azaleas. It's not really alkaline, which means it's good for lilacs and carnations and so on. It's good for the vast majority of plants. It comes in these plain bags, and Stu, our product, always says the value is in the bag, not on the bag. And it is our most 5-star rated, loved product. And I use it, Bex uses it, Matt uses it, Stu uses it, Sean uses it. I've used this for years, and I will not use anything else because the results I get on this are spectacular. I actually put about 4 or 5 seed trays on my windowsill on my spare room a couple of weeks ago, growing all my bedding plants, and within 3 or 4 days the seeds had already germinated. They're already coming up and growing, because some of those sort of soil-based composts, when you water them, they go like really hard on the top. They form like a crust on the surface, and those poor little seedlings, they can't push their way through, whereas in this they love it. They just absolutely flourish.
They do indeed. Sorry, I just wanted to say a message from Eleanor. So, good morning, Eleanor. Happy birthday, Eleanor!
Hey.
Yay! Thank you for joining us on your birthday. She also says happy birthday to Stu's wife too.
Shall we sing it?
No.
Yes.
I'm not a good singer.
Happy birthday to
you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Eleanor.
Happy birthday to
you.
Yeah, I can't sing. Happy birthday, Eleanor. Glad you're joining us. Right, Neil's got a question. I have a plant support that looks like a funnel. Planted narrow bit in the ground, open ups wide at the top. Is there anything on today's show suitable to grow in it?
Have we got a climber on board? Let me have a... Oh, I'll tell you what. The Thunbergia.
That was the first thing that came to my head.
Yeah, that'd work. Yeah.
It's narrow at the bottom, but it's still open. There's still light that gets in, Neil, right?
Basically like one of those whirligig washing lines. That kind of
like
look.
that.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Okay, stick around, Neil. We'll be talking about Thunbergia in a minute. And Daniel says thank you. That helps. Good. I'm glad I managed to help you. Going to remind you of some of the things we've seen so far, and then we'll go over and have a little bit look at some more items. We're going to have to move quicker, I think. Stu's telling me off. Right, let's remind you, first of all, with the Fatsia Japonica collection, you're getting 3 included in here. You're getting the camouflage, the spider's web, and the Japonica. £15 saving here, taking your price down to, as a club member, £33.97. Is that £6 off that? It is, isn't it? £6 off that, but being a club member, that's amazing. So evergreen, shade loving, super easy, pollinators love it, winter hardy. I mean, come on, that ticks all the boxes, doesn't it? Can be container grown, can be in the borders. You're getting 3 plants for that price, really nicely established ones as well. Beautiful flowers, true problem solver, that one. 511729 is the item number. Now, Blackberry Black Cascade, love, love, love this plant. This is plant breeding at its best. They've taken a plant that is big, unruly, I would say bordering on invasive on occasions, and they have taken all of the bad parts out of it and given you all of the good bits. This one is compact and it's thornless. So you can grow this in a hanging basket where it'll tumble and trail over the edges. It's not going to take over and try and reach out under the fences, and you're not going to get prickled when you're going to pick those beautiful gorgeous blackberries. You can make your own blackberry and apple pie later on in the year. 310-180, 3 9-centimetre pots included in there. And once these get established, we are talking about potentially up to 1 kilo of fruit per plant as well. So I think that one's a wonderful one. Use the code to get your saving and your free shipping in there as well. Anagallis Sky Lover, the blue pimpernel, and this is so true blue. It's royal blue. It's absolutely beautiful. The plant gets covered in these flowers, and you can plant these out. I think maybe grow them on just a little bit, I would suggest, actually. I think they're going to be a bit frost tender. They are perennial, you can get them to come back, but just look after them over the winter time. Grow them on a little bit now and then plant them out. They sort of tumble and they trail, but you can plant them in the ground. I think these can provide a little bit of ground cover for you as well. But you could put these as additions into pots where they'll tumble over the edges, or your hanging baskets too. 480-977 is the item number, and you're going to get 6 plug plants in there. The Winter Hardy Fuchsia Collection, 6 varieties, 2 of each. And yes, hardy, so these are going to go through year to year. Grow them on a little bit and then plant them out. After that, you can leave them out. They are winter hardy. Super easy. Bit of pinching out definitely will help these. Make sure you keep them fed. Fuchsias are hungry. And a part shade position is the ideal location for fuchsias. Pollinators adore these as well. And then all you do in sort of early spring is trim them right back. So chop them down to probably about 20, 30 centimetres. They'll just do it all again for you. And flower all summer long. £7 saving on that one as well, by the way. So next we've got the 30 years of Sophinia collection, and that's because Sophinias have been around for 30 years, just over now. 18 plug plants included in here, so many of these ready for your hanging baskets. I would suggest this is a hanging basket or maybe a window box. These can trail by about 4 feet. I mean, that's insane. The trail you get on these is incredible. So you definitely want these slightly up high. You're going to get beautiful colours. You can section them off so you can have them just as, single colours in single places, or you could mix them up. It's entirely up to you. Bit of deadheading, definitely a bit of feeding. That's what they're going to really, that's what I like, see. That whole riot of colour, that's amazing. 400-881 is the item number, and you're going to get a £5 saving on there, bringing your price down as a club member to £12.73. Use the code to get your savings though, please. Next up, we've got the Allium Purple Sensation, where you are going to be getting 3 of these. I mean, these are super healthy plants. Wow, the foliage on there is incredible. But this is all about those flowers. These can get, nice and tall. They work in sort of cottage garden style, but they can also give a real contemporary feel. So I think they're quite versatile plants. Put them somewhere sunny. Just enjoy them. Pollinators really do. I've got so many videos of bees hopping around my alliums. It fills my phone, but it's a joy to see. 560-885 is the item number. Half price deal again. And then £12.72 as a club member, because you get your discount after the saving as well, which is incredible. Compost, obviously. We all need this compost. We are all compost snobs. We want you to be compost snobs because that's how you get the best results. You have to give your plants the best feed, I am talking about soluble feed and stuff as well, but also I'm talking about the compost. You need to give them the best growing medium. They need space for their roots to grow. They need access to oxygen. You want a compost that's going to hold on to the moisture, that's already got a feed in there that'll last a good 6 months. This is how you get the best results. Change one thing about your gardening habits. This is the one I would suggest, because that means you're going to go from being probably a great gardener to an absolutely exceptional gardener. One of the other mainstays here that you must have in your garden is the heavy-duty black pots. I love my line of these. I've got a whole line of these now with my apple in, my blueberries.
You've got, is it 12?
No, 6. What did I say? Was it 16? I think
16.
It's 16 I got. I've got loads of them, and I've got a whole row of them, which I've got. It's mostly my grow your owns, but I've also got in there I've got a rose growing, I've got a cordyline growing. It's going to be a temporary home for a lot of plants because we've just accepted an offer on the house. Yay. So it looks like we might be moving at some point this year if I can find a house that I like and can afford. But yes, so the black pot's going to become my temporary home for a lot of pots.
Which is good.
But you use it for so many different things. I know a lot of you have commented on what you're using for recycling and laundry baskets and all sorts of things.
How about
carrying your logs?
You've got a fireplace.
Yeah.
You can bring some of these in.
Absolutely.
In one of those, which is really good.
So many uses for those. It's a pack of 4 for $16.99 if you're a club member, £4.25 each, and no postage to pay as long as you're using the code. By shopping on YGTV specifically, rather than YouGarden, this is where we're pretty sure this is the only way to get them for that price and with no postage. We don't think you can get them anywhere else via YouGarden for that price other than on YGTV, so you're in the right place.
And I tell us a really good thing about them as well. You know, you buy those sort of cheaper, big trucky things, and one handle always snaps off.
Yeah, always.
And then you just hold it by that sort of wangy bit of handle, don't you?
And then that becomes bad plastic.
Yeah, it does.
Because it's not hard wearing, it's not long lasting, and that's where we have, bad plastic.
And they split those ones
Good
as well.
plastic, bad plastic.
Yeah, exactly. Those handles, we've had a tug of war with those, haven't we, before? And those handles are so fixed on. They just never split or come off. They're brilliant. Right,
let's work our way down this table then. 2 of these things that I planted very recently is the Cortaderia Tiny Pamper. Love this because I cannot plant great big pampas grass in my garden. It's just not possible. I mean, I'm lying. I will admit I have planted the big pink pampas. I've put that into the corner. But to be perfectly honest, it probably isn't going to fit and it's probably not going to work because I've had to put it in a slightly shady position.
And you're moving anyway, so...
I'm moving anyway. Yeah. It can be the next person's problem.
Exactly.
But most of us cannot fit. Most of us cannot fit great big pampas grasses in our garden. Modern gardens are made much smaller.
They are.
This one is called Tiny Pamper for a reason.
And it gets about 60 centimetres, this one as well, so it's a really nice compact plant. In fact, you can just see it's in a container there, so this doesn't get really, really huge, but it will have these beautiful plumes in late summer into early autumn, perhaps a dozen, 15, 20 of these gorgeous plumes. I love that picture there with the sunlight kind of shining through them as well. You've got that lovely arching foliage, so you can enjoy the joy of a pampas grass without some huge great big plant taking up lots and lots of space. In fact, funny enough, where I drive in to this place, there's a huge great big pylon in a field, and I don't know how they got there, but there's about half a dozen pampas grass growing under the base of this pylon.
Right.
And they're massive.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, each one is like the size of a mini. These things. It's about as wide and as even taller. So in a normal garden, every size garden that I look after these days, one pampas grass would take up about a quarter of your space.
Yeah.
This you can grow in a pot on your table in your garden.
I've got 2 and I put them into pots. Now, whether we'll get plumes and feathery plumes this year, I don't know. You might. It's more than likely going to be next year. If you get some this year, it'll be a few, which would be great if you do, but they might need just a little bit of time to establish. But then you've got those. Because these are so long-lived, they will last for years, won't they?
They're tough as old boots, they're really drought-tolerant, they're really frost-tolerant. You can leave the plumes on through the winter, and don't be too much of a rush even to take them off this time of year, because what I've noticed is the birds...
They like them, because they make nests with them, don't they?
So wait till the birds have stripped them all off, and then finally you can take those old flowering stems away, just trim away some of the sad-looking leaves, and then it'll come back and it'll be beautiful and glorious for you all over again, but nice and compact, not some huge, great big monster of a thing.
All right, £12.74 in the club. The item number is 560990. YouGarden.com is where you go to place your order, or you can use the phone line as well. Simon's got a question because he said he's put the code in, but different fuchsias come up. He's been trying to order them. Stu, do you think you could have a quick look and check and see what the problem is? What you're saying is, Simon, best thing to do is go through our show page. So, when you go onto the website and it says live now and you click on that button and then it brings up the show page, maybe go through that way and click on the fuchsias within there. And it will take you straight to it. Stu's just double-checked it. It will take you straight to it that way. So, Simon, just try it that way for us and see if that fixes your problem, OK? Next up, Sunbirdia. Yes, I am going to... Please remind me, Adam. As soon as this show finishes, I need to place an order for those because I want to do that tower pot. Ali G sent us a picture of her tower pots from last year. I want to do that this year. This is what we need to create those. They're quite a vigorous climber, aren't they?
Do a TikTok video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Boom, boom. Yeah.
I don't think they're on there.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I've looked.
We know what we're saying. But yeah, did we get a reply earlier on to whoever's planting these up? And who sent us the picture?
Ali G.
Ali G. Sorry, Ali G.
Ali G was there. How many?
Because we asked how many. You'd put in a tower pot. So, yeah, if you got back to us, let us know. That would be great. Because I've kind of said to Bex to put about 3 in a tower pot, but you might know better, because obviously what you've done are fantastic. It was
one of each colour in one tower pot for the Thunbergia. It was a very It was a very hot summer that we had. And they did need a lot of water. Yes, absolutely. Let me bring the picture back up again so people who weren't watching know exactly what we're talking about. So this was Ali G's Thunbergia in the tower pot, and what she said, which matches exactly what you were saying, was one of each colour in the tower pot. So you were saying 3 would do it because they're quite vigorous.
So we got what, white, yellow, and orange, haven't we, in this one? So yeah, and these are fantastic. So I mean, these were the kind of the original colours with Thunbergia. When I was a kid, I think it was just orange, and they called them. I think they called them Black-Eyed Susie as well. I think was all. I'm thinking of something else, but yeah, Black-Eyed Susan. I think that was another name for them. Not very PC these days, so probably we don't call it that. But yeah, these are great because you've got that lovely colour mix on these as well. This fabulous colour mix, and oh my goodness me, once these start flowering, you will end up with these huge towers, if you use a tower pot, of these incredible colours. I mean, you've got pinks, you've got oranges, you've got yellows there, you've got some reds, really, really beautiful colours. I love the leaves as well, really gorgeous leaves on these, those really sort of lovely heart-shaped leaves. And it's kind of weird, because when you look at them, I don't know if you've ever grown runner beans, Bex. Have you ever grown runner beans?
Yeah, once, but years ago.
Yeah, they look a bit like. I'm not sure. Stu's asked me if they're related. I don't think they are, but no, because the flowers are very different. So, but yeah, these almost got this little runner bean kind of look to them. But what they'll do is as these stems grow, when they hit a surface, they will literally twine and twist and grip onto. They just grab on. Like clematis, but these are again fantastic plants. You've got that beautiful little root system there as well. In fact, these soon need to get to you, because probably when they package them, they're going to be almost poking out the top, because they just want to get going. So yeah, what I would do with these, get them home, pop them on a little bit, just into some 9cm pots. Just keep them indoors for another week or so till the final frosts have gone. Then you can plant these out. And and they'll be great on a tower pot. They'll be great on trellis. They'll be great growing up through other plants. Really, all Thunbergia do ask of you though is give me a nice sunny, warm spot, lots of light. Keep me moist. If they're going to grow in pots and tubs and containers, feed regularly as well, and just enjoy months and months of fabulous colour. Yeah,
definitely. I'm going to be doing it. So are you as well? Stu's just saying this probably should have gone on the favourites table. We might have missed a trick here. It's already getting very busy for that one, so that's probably going to get promoted on Sunday. We are saving £3 on that one, and of course your club membership price, because you get that 15% discount, will be £11.89, and free postage when you use the code, of course. YGTV 1525. Classic summer, that one. Can't wait.
Classic. They're beautiful, stunning.
We're going to move on to cherry bubbles for you next. This is a pack of 3 of the 9cm pots that you're getting here, and this one's super easy, isn't it? Flowers for ages.
Yeah, this is a type of Lychnis. Now, I've planted loads and loads of different Lychnis. I've planted Lychnis coronaria. There's one called Maltese Cross. And Lychnis are noted for being really drought tolerant, growing in super sunny, hot positions. They do quite well in really poor soils. They're totally not fussy plants. They're easy perennials. And this one is gorgeous because it's got that lovely foliage, a bit like a dianthus or a pink. In fact, they remind me of dianthus a little bit. They've got sort of flowers that look like a little pink flower. But these will flower for week after week, month after month. They make great container plants. In fact, the ones we've got here, I mean, what you see is what you get, because we get that question quite often. Sometimes people say to us, are these what you're sending out to us, or are these examples of what they'll become?
No, we're definitely going to... What you see is what you get.
What you see is what you get. So, again, fantastic root system on that as well. You can see the roots all the way to the bottom there as well. These are multi-stem. These do have sort of semi-evergreen foliage as well. So sometimes in the winter time you're still left with that little kind of rosette of foliage on these. But they're compact. They're not going to get much taller than what they are now. So great for containers.
Nice for the front of a border.
Rockeries. They do brilliant on
rockery. Yeah, that's a rockery plant if ever I saw one.
And just a great little table plant really, because a little pot of these sat on your table in your garden.
That's cute,
look really cute, really sweet.
All right, half price, $14.97, $12.72 in the club. Use the code. If you want the half price deal, you must use the code, pretty please. And that will give you your free postage on there as well. 561167 is the item number. Forgot to say when we were on the Thunbergia, Neil, that one, for your open container, your cone planter thing, that's the one you want, the Thunbergia, okay? That will work for you in that one.
Look brilliant in that.
We're moving over next to the Gazania, the Firecracker. Whoa, I love these colours. Now, these are Pro Plugs. So these are the smaller ones. Don't be intimidated by Pro Plugs. You do not need to be, Adam, a professional gardener, to plant these.
I wonder where he was going with that for a minute.
You really don't need to be a pro at all. Anybody can do this. So just like, would you mind passing me one of those plug plants, please?
Yeah, I can.
So
right,
just like one of those little plugs, I say little. It's it's the same process, okay? One is just smaller than the other. So this is your Pro Plug, and this is what we would call a normal plug plant. But the way that you treat them is exactly the same, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So all you do is just pop them on, grow them on a little bit. If there's sort of plants that don't like the frost, just grow them on indoors or somewhere bright and warm until they're ready to go out. And all the hard work's been done with these. You know, there's no seeds to grow, there's no sort of pricking out or anything like that. There's no thinning out. Literally, what you've got here is almost like a perfect miniature little plant that's just going to grow away and give you fantastic results. But if you want to grow lots of a particular thing, this is such an economic way of doing it, because you could wait another month, go to a garden centre, you could buy one gazania in a 9cm pot and you could pay $1.99 for one plant. Whereas this way, if you love gazanias, if you love busy lizzy, if you love whatever, whenever we bring you these Pro Plugs, it's just a fantastic way of getting huge displays. And these gazanias, they're one of my favourites. And Bex and I, we're not saying they're perennial, but in our experience, we've actually found sometimes in very mild winters, if these in a really super sunny, well-drained spot, we've actually known these to get through and grow from one year to another. I had them in my current garden, and bear in mind my current garden is clay soil. Ideally, they want to be in free draining, but I did plant them years ago in my clay soil and got them through a few winters. They were very happy. They came back, you know, for about, I think it was about 3 years, and then we had a harsh winter and that knocked them out. Yeah. Most people grow these as annuals, and certainly when you're talking about getting 120 of them for £19.52, you can grow them as annuals. But if you put them in pots and you overwinter them, you could get these to come back, and they are stunners. They're proper firecrackers, aren't they? Absolutely adore those. Multiple flowers. They close up at night. They open up in daytime. Pollinators love them, don't they?
Pollinators absolutely adore them.
For them.
Love them.
And the colours. I mean, look at the colours on those. I mean, what I like is you've got those kind of concentric ring of red colour in the middle, but then you've got those actual kind of vertical sweeps of colour as well, going out from the centre of the plant. I mean, you could just look at them all day.
Big saving, £37 off that one. So use the code, please. The code gets you the saving, the code gives you the free postage. Make sure you're doing that, okay. Right, we're going loopy on the next plant.
Hey.
Why do you give me these lines, Stu, and then tell me off for saying them, huh? He gives me so much grief in my ear. I like it. We've got the lupins. We've got the lupin gallery collection for you, where you're going to get 3 9cm pots. I mean, the foliage of lupins is so just obviously lupin, isn't it?
Yeah, they can't be anything else, can they?
When you
see them. And lupins always remind me of being a kid, because I used to love growing lupins as a kid. I've always loved growing lupins. They've always been one of my most favourite plants, my most favourite flowers. The root system on those is going to be really crazy as well, because they have
I mean,
look at that. You can already see, look. These are just so beautifully established plants. Look at it. This is going to be insane. Look.
Whoa, look at that.
Yeah, and lupins, you know, they're perennials. They come back year after year after year, and the gallery collection is particularly good as well, because in the kind of early days of lupins used to be really, really tall. They'd kind of be about waist height, and you had to stake them and stuff, otherwise they'd all split and fall over. These are much, much more compact. These only get up to about 50, 60 centimetres. So in the vast majority of gardens, these don't need support. They don't need to have sticks and things around them. you'll get these beautiful flower spikes that come out sort of May into June. And sometimes, if you actually cut them back after they're finished flowering, give them a good liquid feed, they send out brand new shoots and they give you another flush of flower a little later in the summer into autumn. But the gallery collection is probably one of the most famous kind of looping collections. You've got those 3 gorgeous colours in there as well. You've got that sort of lovely kind of, what would you say, it's like a reddishy kind of orange colour, an orangey red, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's not bright reds, it's got a nice tone to it, hasn't it?
And I like the sort of the bicoloured one as well, the purple bicolour, which is nice. And look at that pure white Bex. I mean, that is so gorgeous,
with those
isn't it?
little hints of sort of limey colour green at the tips as well.
Yeah, really
There's
nice.
Something really interesting about them. 15, I mean, so many. I've said this, half price deal on so many things so far. Yes, we've got another half price deal for you. It is £15 off, £14.97, £12.72 in the club. Yeah, I mean, we've got some great savings. Make sure you are using the codes, please, to get your savings. It's really, really important. I do not want you paying full price for these. So use that code, get your free postage included as well. Dan says, have you been home this week, Adam?
No, you've noticed, have you?
Do you know what? It has been a busy week, hasn't it?
Yeah, and
I was at QVC yesterday. I'm back tomorrow. We're both back.
I'm here on Saturday.
You're Saturday, and then we're both back on Sunday.
Back on Sunday, yeah. I've actually got a little mobile home in a little lay-by just outside. Yeah, but
I'm not back tomorrow. Do you know why I'm not here? I'm getting my lashes done. I'm having a day, and I'm getting my lashes done. So there you go.
They look lovely already.
Shush. So what are you doing tomorrow? We'll talk about that later.
House plant and then grow your own.
On TikTok,
Yeah, on TikTok.
It's busy, and we're very, very happy about it.
Yeah,
we're going to show you some big plants at the moment.
Got loads of gorgeous veg coming up for you on there. Yeah, this one, Calistemon. In fact, I'll put it down on the floor, but I'm going to lift it up again.
Go on, do it. We need to see that in all its glory.
How amazing is that?
I mean, love this plant.
That's like
it's
like a bouquet of beauty, isn't it? I mean, it's got these stunning, gorgeous red flowers and again, these are absolutely adored by the pollinating insects, the bees, the butterflies.
Love them. And then the foliage.
It does that.
Oh yeah, it does.
It's definitely aromatic,
you sort of brush
isn't
it, or you slightly crush it, and
it's menthol, isn't it?
It's like a citrusy, mentholy fragrance you get from it. It's amazing.
In fact, it's very similar to the Gunnii azura eucalyptus, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is not surprising because they come from sort of similar parts of the world. This is spectacular. This is an evergreen plant, so this looks like this all the year through. It's a fantastic container plant. It's already started flowering. There's months and months of flower on here as well.
There's so many buds on this plant. We have to show you, because all of these sort of knobbly bits.
For want of a better word.
They're knobbly bits.
They are knobbly bits. They feel quite knobbly.
They're flower buds, basically. So all of these knobbly bits that you can see here, those are the flower buds that are going to burst into what you can see there. And even that one's not finished. I really like the way they open as well. Can you see on there, look, how they open up?
But that's
and
the
then
weird
that
thing.
bursts open into that bottle brush.
That's the weird thing about this, Bex, isn't it? Because when you see one of these in full flower, it looks like it's just one big flower.
Yes.
But it's made up of multiple smaller flowers that add to this overall complete look. It's really fantastic. Now, all I'd say is it likes a really hot, super sunny, well-drained position. That's what it loves. So give it the hottest, sunniest, most well-drained spot. It's not particularly fussed about rich soil. Where these grow in their native environment, they grow on quite poor soils. If you're in a really, really cold area, I would grow it in a container, in a pot, so you can give it a bit of winter protection. In other parts of the country, you can grow these outside, but again, in really extreme cold in the winter, I'd give it a good few layers of fleece, wrap it around. But it's worth that extra effort, because this is a really beautiful, fabulous statement plant, and it's just gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah, it is a beautiful one, and it flowers for ages, and it's what I would call your feature plant. When you see that in full bloom, there's one around the corner from where I live, and when I walk past it in summertime, you cannot stop. You can't help but stop and look at it. It is that beautiful.
I'm going to take that label off because I don't like that label.
You hate the labels,
I think the labels kind of come on off. You go, that's it, gone. I think the label photobombing the beauty. There we go. You don't want to see it with a big horrible plastic label on, do you? year. That looks more natural, more beautiful, doesn't it?
All right, this is our deal of the week, by the way. So you've got a £10 saving on here using the code. It'll only come off if you put that code in, and you'll get that free postage. I've got so many plants, but I really want that. I really want that one. 680093 is the item number if you'd like to go for that one. Make sure you're using the code. Got another one for you in the middle.
I might put the wrong plant up because when Stu was talking in my ear, he cut out, so I just guessed.
We're going with this one.
Oh, it was the Salix.
Yeah, we've got the right one.
Because I just got a bit of it, and I thought, I'm going to go for the Salix. I think that's probably what he said.
Let me move that into the middle then. So we've got the Salix Hakuru Nishiki.
Easy for you to say.
Which is basically just your flamingo tree,
Flamingo,
right?
yeah. And again, I mean, we were talking about these yesterday, and the good thing, that's not made from real flamingos, Joe. That's ridiculous. But the good thing about this one is if you want colour from foliage, because so often we think about colour from petals, don't we, from flowers, but these, oh my goodness me, if you plant these in a really sunny position, when the leaves come out in the spring, you've got creams, you've got pinks, you've got greens, you've got like this kind of myriad of really stunning colour on these. These are real standout sort of plants, and you've got options with these as well, because you can leave them to grow nice and natural if you want to, kind of do their own thing, or you can trim them. You can sort of trim them into a topiary. You can make it into a lovely ball shape. I planted, how many did we plant? About 3, 6, 9. We planted 12 of these for a customer a couple of years ago in their garden, and they look just like this. I mean, they're absolutely over the moon with them. And the sort of the hotter, the brighter, the sunnier the weather, the more sort of beauty these colours are. And what I found with them as well is you can trim these back pretty much any time of the year, but if you trim them back sort of mid-spring or no, about midsummer, they regrow quite quickly, and the new foliage always has the most dramatic kind of colour into it. That's why you get these shrimp pinks, you get these creams. So it just looks like a bouquet of beautiful flowers on a stem, but all this fantastic colour is coming from the foliage. These are hardy, they're frost tolerant, they'll come back year after year after year. Great for containers, great for beds and borders.
I mean, I've got one in my garden. I inherited it. It was there from the previous owners, and it is absolutely gorgeous every single year. Super low maintenance. A prune once a year is all it needs, and a nice bright sunny position. We actually went out to have a look at these last year at the nursery, and guess what? I'm wearing the same shirt. And here we are on the nursery, and this is the Salix Flamingo Standard. It's absolutely beautiful. Look how straight and gorgeous that stem is. And of course, you get this firework display up at the top with this foliage. You've got variegation, there's greens, there's creams, but it's this beautiful flamingo pink that you get on here that make this one of the most standout and ornamental trees that you can have in your garden. And the best thing about it is they're so easy to look after. This is definitely a thrive on neglect plant. It is deciduous, so it will drop its leaves, but it bursts into life in springtime, and it is a standout plant in your garden all the way through spring, all the way through summer, and into autumn as well. Totally winter hardy and not fussy on soil type. So there you go. That was me in the same shirt out on the nursery. I'm so glad I changed my hair colour. It looks better now, doesn't it? But this one is going to be supplied to you as an 80 to 90 centimetre tall plant. Actually, I think now it's growing. It's a little bit taller than that. It's in the 3 litre pot as well. It's £21 and 24 pence. And you're going to have that in your garden decades.
Just 2 more quick things to say before Stu really tells us off. If you ever see any shoots come out of this stem, because sometimes occasionally you get shoots come out, just take them off. Don't cut them off, just peel them off straight away as they come through. And also, this stem won't really get much taller, but it will get wider. So yeah,
it's this bit that gets bigger.
It's the top bit that grows. Yeah. So yeah.
Simon, I know you're still having problems getting your free postage on your fuchsias, but you did say he was going to speak to customer services later. I'm sorry that that's happening. But hopefully customer services will be able to fix it for you. Stu's going to try and double check everything and make sure that it's all happening. Eleanor, yes, you're right. Definitely put strolch around your lupins, because slugs and snails do like to get to your lupins. So if you are going for those lupins, Neil, I know you've added them to your basket, then make sure that you're putting some strolch around there, because they will nibble on those. Ruth's come in. Oh, Nirvana Covers. This is a new name that I don't recognise in here. Nirvana Covers says hello, the potting shed. Who is it? It's somebody from TikTok, right? Nirvana Covers. Oh. It's one of Stu's kids, isn't it? Is it the little one or is it the big one? It's the big one, isn't it? Hi. Lovely to see you. Thank you for watching. Anyway, any other questions on here that I missed?
It had the magnolia.
Oh.
Yeah, magnolia flower colour query.
Right, so this is from... they're in Grimsby, I know that much. No, Cleethorpes. Kevin and Julie in Cleethorpes. They said, we had a yellow bird magnolia for approximately 5 years. Refreshing ericaceous compost each year. First year, a few beautiful yellow flowers. Next 2 years, no flowers. Next year, looking poorly. Moved pot into bed with fresh ericaceous compost, and this year, loads of flowers, but they are a beautiful white. Any ideas why?
That is a bit strange. I mean, sometimes with magnolias, the flower colour does change as the flower matures, as it gets sort of older. And sometimes the flower colour, if they're in a sort of a sunnier spot or a darker spot, can change the flower colour as well.
Is it too ericaceous? Like, I know they like a... Because ericaceous or acidity level can change the colour of certain flowers.
Yeah, it can on hydrangeas, but I've never known it to change colour on magnolias. So all I can think, sometimes with things like magnolias and some plants, if you have them in a really bright sunny spot, those sort of more unusual soft colours will be more pronounced. If you move them to a shadier spot, then they can sort of fade out a bit and not be such bright colours.
Right, do you know what? I'm intrigued by that, so I might go and do some research on that as well for you later on. So we'll have a little look. We have got some more questions, not questions, we've got some more photos and various things, so we'll get the chance to show you those. But let's do a quick review of some of the things that you've seen so far, whilst Adam does the heavy lifting and changes over the table. Now, apparently the review is going to be in the order of popularity. So what's going to be first? Thunbergia. It's the Thunbergia Sunny Mix, where you're going to get 6 plug plants included. You are saving £3 on these. Please don't buy them all, because I would like a pack of these. I only want one. Can you leave me one pack, please? It's £11.89 if you are in the club. And these are a fantastic climbing plant. Remember that picture that Ali G sent to us? That was 3 plug plants in 1 tower pot. So these really do go a long way for you. Nice and sunny spot, beautiful black-eyed Susan, absolutely gorgeous, bright colour all the way through the year, through the summer. 401394. Oh, look at that colour. I want that. That's what I want in my tower pots. 401394 is the item number if you would like to go for that. And if you do want to go for the tower pots to go with them, then we have those available for you as well. One of my favourite items. I absolutely adore these. This is for the single. Don't get the single, particularly if you're planning on doing the tower pots. Don't do it. It's £24.99 for the single, but it's £34.98 for the twin pack. So in the club, less than £15 each. So this is the one that you need to go for. Get yourself a pair of those. Get yourself 1 pack of those Thunbergia. Put 3 in each. Put those either side of your seating area, your back door, your conservatory doors, your front doors. Oh, that would look amazing. 130477 if you want to go for that tower pot. Excuse me. And then, of course, you can use them next year as well, because they're really hard-wearing, long-lasting. And once you've got a couple, you'll definitely add. I've got 5. Amanda's got 8. Who's going to beat us? Who's got the most? Right, lupins are next. Oh, are these really popular as well? Lovely. So we've got the Lupin Gallery collection here. All 3 of those varieties that you can see, gorgeous colours. You've got bi-colour with the pink and the purple and the white in there as well. And then that classic, gorgeous white colour too. It's a half-price deal. We've taken £15 off. You must use the code to get your saving and your free postage though, please. Everything in the potting shed has free postage. And of course, this is the Gallery Lupin, so these don't get as tall as the others. So that might be really valuable to a lot of people. 3 different colours in there, all in the 9cm pots. 560709. Here's the next most popular. See, it's all about the summer flowers, isn't it? Of course, we're at that time of year. It's all about trying to get colour and summer blooms, and alliums are a classic. If you want the best colour, if you want a pollinator plant, if you want something that just looks amazing, that gives you a cottage garden feel, but also can be used for a contemporary style garden, then alliums are a really good choice. You're going to get 3 9-centimetre pots here. You are saving £15 on this particular deal as well by using the code, and by joining the club you'll save an extra bit as well. It comes down to £12.72. Next most popular is our Blackberry Black Cascade. Yeah, now this one is a trailing plant, but it's compact and it's thornless. So please don't think this is your traditional blackberry that, you know, is quite vigorous, takes over, roots underneath the fence, tries to go up into next door's garden. That is not what this is. This is a compact, trailing, thornless blackberry, and you get 9-centimetre pots here, 3 of them, and you can put these into hanging baskets or maybe tumbling over the edges of pots. Great to put them up high though, because then the dog won't cock his leg on the fruits that you're going to eat. £17 saving, £11.02 is your discount club price on there as well. Next up, we've got the Anagallis, the Sky Lover, the True Blue. A beautiful true blue colour that you've got on this one, with that lovely little centre colour on there as well. 6 plug plants. Now, flowering for ages. I mean, look, honestly, that is the colour that these turn. And I know, because Sean grew these last year and he showed me the pictures. They were amazing. Really, really bright blue colour you get on these. 6 plug plants included. £11.04 is your club price. 480977 is the item number. Tiny Pamper. This is the look and feel of Pampas grass, but on a miniature scale. This will get to, I mean, about 50, 60 centimetres height and spread. So all those great big pampas grasses you're looking, just imagine that on a miniature scale. That's exactly what you're getting. You'll get those lovely plumes on there. Maybe you'll get a couple in the first year, but you know, it's going to be second year onwards. You can then leave those plumes on the plant and they look great as winter interest, or you can remove them, use them as tickling sticks, dry them, use them for interior decoration. You get the cat to chase it, whatever. You can use them for all of those things. In warmer parts of the country, it will stay evergreen. In cooler areas, you do get some lovely tan colours coming from the foliage as well. 560990 is the item number if you'd like to go for the Cortaderia Tiny Pamper. Cherry Bubbles is what we've got for you. So this is, I mean, this is, Adam was saying, great for like a rockery, and it definitely looks like a rockery plant, doesn't it? It doesn't get much taller than we're showing you, sort of 20, 25 centimetres, that's it. But it will flower consistently through the summer. Really awesome little perennial plant. It will come back for you year after year as well. £12.07. Hang on, that was a perennial, wasn't it? The Lickness, yes, sorry, just double checking. Didn't want to say the wrong thing. Half price deal on that one, and £12.72 if you are in the club. Next we've got, so this is great if you're trying to garden on a budget, because these are the pro plugs. So you get 120 of these. Each one of those pro plugs could turn into a lovely little clump of flowers. Multiple flowers, flowering all season, that will reach about 25 centimetres spread and height here. So multiply that by 120, and you can see really where buying pro plugs starts to pay off for you if you're trying to do that gardening on a budget. 490253 is the item number. Make sure you plant these somewhere nice and bright and sunny. They love that. And do keep them out of frost, because they are a bit tender. They can get through some winters, but basically most people grow them as annuals. Next we've got the hardy fuchsias. Now then, so you're getting 12 plug plants included here, 6 different varieties, 2 of each, and yes, hardy. So you might want to grow them on a little bit before planting them out, but then once you've planted them out, they can stay out. They are hardy. So these aren't to be confused with your, you know, tender summer bedding, hanging basket flowers, that sort of thing. These can get you through those winters. If you can't find them on the website, if you're having problems, because Simon, I know you were earlier, please go onto our show page and order via the show page for those. It might not be worth using the item number. We think we've got an issue there, but Ryan's going to look into it and Ryan's going to fix it. But you can get them if you go onto the website, click on the Live Now button, that brings up all the items for the live, and then you can click through from there and it will work. 400947 if you want the hardy fuchsias, flowering all summer long for you, and every year as well. That's a wonderful perennial plant. Go to the website to place your order, YouGarden.com. All the phone lines are actually open as well, so you can dial through on 0844 502 0050. You can speak to people if you like people. A £7 saving on that one as well, and you will get free postage by using the code. So the code unlocks the savings, the code unlocks the free postage, and everything that we bring you in the potting shed, the plants, the pots, the compost, comes with free postage. It's mostly the only way that you can get free postage by shopping at YouGarden.
Gardening, every day is a school day.
Yeah.
And I've just learnt something.
Yeah.
Because there's always more to learn. I just looked up about that magnolia.
Yeah.
And apparently, yellow magnolias have this genetic trait, whereas the shrub ages, quite often the flowers will then revert to being more of a white colour than yellow.
What, and they won't go back? They'll revert?
No, they will just sort of go to white. So in their younger years, they'll stay yellow. But it's almost like the gene that fixes the yellow colour's not permanent. Yeah, it kind of mutates. So as the plant matures, it can go from being yellow in its younger years. As it gets older, it can then revert to a much softer yellow, or almost a white, and sometimes they even take on a little pinkish tinge as well.
Which they have for,
which they have. So yeah.
Who was it?
So I
Kevin
didn't know
and Julie.
This. You know, I know a lot about gardening, but there's always more to learn. So yeah. So
well, let's just put that into context, shall we? Adam's been on the planet for multiple decades, and. He knows I love him.
I love Bex as well.
And has been gardening all his life, owns his own professional gardening business, has done garden design, you know, lots of different things. I know a lot of you know this, but anybody who's new that's watching, you know, he's a proper gardener, basically. So, yeah, there is always something to learn,
There
isn't
is, yeah, because, you know, it's a vast subject. Yeah, so that's something that I didn't know. Yeah, so basically the flower colour changes genetically in some yellow magnolias as they get older.
OK, so there you go, Kevin and Julie. We've answered your question. Thank you for sending it in.
You get that sort of thing in human beings sometimes, don't you? Because, you know,
genetic mutations.
Yeah, well, sometimes, you know, people's skin colour changes, isn't there?
Yeah,
I mean,
true,
you get some
absolutely.
people that've got a very dark skin colour, and then they form a much whiter skin colour. So I guess it's something that happens, you know, throughout the planet on human beings and plants and animals
as
well. Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to the Cordyline. This one's the Torbay Dazzler, and
This is a Bobby Dazzler, this one.
It is a Bobby Dazzler, and I've actually got this one, and it's because the one I originally had is just a plain green one, and it's lovely, but it's not this. Check that out.
How amazing is that?
Whoa.
And years ago, I mean, you know, when these first came out, these Cordylines, they were either that really sort of plain green colour, and then they were the red-coloured ones, weren't they? And that was all there is.
And that was all you got. You didn't get anything else.
Now, there's so many different colours, and this one is fantastic. I love that creamy margin you've got up either side of the leaf there as well, and almost like a sort of a little reddish kind of centre.
Right down at the base there.
Yeah, right down in the middle. The new leaves come through that lovely kind of red marking through the middle. This is a real tropical, sort of jungly, exotic kind of looking plant. This will look good in a garden with things like bamboos, and it also look good with the Fatsias, for example, and things like that. So if you want to sort of get that tropical kind of look, they give that sort of beautiful look. They start off like you can see this plant at the moment, but as they grow, what they do is they form a trunk. And what you'll see is, and don't worry about this, what you'll find is after, say, 4 or 5 months, you might just start to see...
Well, you can actually start to see it at the base of this one.
So what happens is the lower leaves start to die off, and then they'll drop off, or you can even pull them off if they're bugging you. Just take them off.
Yeah, I've snipped a couple off because they look a bit rubbish, and I couldn't pull them, so I got my snippers out and cut them off.
Although sometimes what you can do, Bex, I'll do it on this one because it won't harm it. Sometimes if they go off colour, if you just pull them straight down like that,
yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, they come away nice and clean, and that will happen. And what will happen? It will keep doing that naturally, and then eventually it'll start to form a trunk, because they call them cabbage palm is another name, and it gives this almost false palm tree kind of effect. And they can end up with a stem 4, 5, 6 foot tall with the foliage on top, and then eventually they will flower for you. They have these really unusual flowers, like a great big flower spike that comes out, beautiful fragrance to it, really sweet fragrance, hundreds and hundreds of little white flowers, loved by the bees, loved by the pollinating insects, and at that point what they tend to do, they branch.
Yes.
They become multiple branched plants. So
they look amazing as well, don't they?
So this is a plant that's going to keep changing throughout its life. It'll always create lots of different interest, but great for containers. You can grow them in pots and containers and tubs, or you can can grow it as a specimen plant in your garden.
Yeah, I've got both my cordylines are in pots. That's how, because I'm taking them with me. 680-236 is the item number if you want to go for that. $15.29 in the club. Saving on there as well. Free postage, only accessed by using that code. So make sure that you are using the code, please, to get your saving and your free postage as well. That one's a dazzler. And it's
gorgeous,
massive
isn't
as
it?
well. Look at it. It's already really big.
And that's what you're going to get.
That's instant impact in your garden. Instant.
And that'll have a crazy root system on that one as well. That'll have a beautiful root system on there.
It will. So, he's telling us to move. We've got to move. Wave the bottle brush standard at you. Oh, I get it. Hang on.
There we go. Well, this is citrinus, this one. I would say, Bex, this one is slightly kind of more pink, the citrinus. That's more kind of...
bright red.
Red, isn't it? So, yeah, slightly kind of different colour, but and slightly different foliage, this one as well, because this has got quite sort of spiky...
It's more fine.
Yeah, foliage, and this one's got more kind of oval, smooth-shaped leaves, but very similar conditions. They like hot sun, they like a well-drained position, well-drained soil. They do well kind of in sort of south-facing positions, great for pots, tubs and containers, but they have these incredible bottle brush flowers. And I'm just going to see if this one as well has got, because quite often...
Yeah, it'll have the fragrance.
That's nice again, yeah. You've got that fragrant foliage, and you've got these beautiful kind of new stems as they come out at the top. They're these lovely reddish colours. The foliage comes through the new foliage, which eventually will turn green. And then what you'll see is, that could be a flower bud coming there possibly. You'll start to see these kind of
I reckon.
pointy shoots eventually, and then sort of mid to late summer, they just explode. And the picture we've got here, we're showing you, that's where they love to be. You see that one's in a front garden, full sun. It's got all that lovely white gravel underneath it, so it's getting that lovely kind of light reflection as well. And I remember a customer of mine in Buckhurst Hill years ago took a cutting of one of these, and she had really heavy clay as well, and it went berserk. It grew really, really well. It was kind of clay, but it was quite a sort of a dryish part of the country, but it was in full sun, and if you give them that kind of position, and also what you tend to find is this variety tends to be quite a lot hardier than some of the other varieties as well, which is good.
That's amazing, yeah. $19.99 is the price, $16.99 is the club price, £5 saving on there, and it's already really nicely established in that 2.5 litre pot. It's an eye-catching plant. I mean, I said it about the standard, I'll say it about this one as well. In full bloom, you have to stop and look at this. It's amazing when it is in flower, and of course, pollinators absolutely adore it. 510046 is the item number if you'd like it to go for the fantastic bottle brush plant, the Callistemon citrinus in there.
At that price as well, we can party like it's $19.99, can't we?
$19.99, oh God, I didn't get it for a second. Oh, I'm slow today, aren't I? Oh dear, what's happening?
I know, shocking. They don't get any better, do they, really?
All right, let's come back in to the compost, shall we? Every time we walk over to it, we can't help but touch it because this has got the most wonderful texture.
It draws you in, doesn't it?
It really draws you in. There's something lovely about the texture, the feel, the smell. And it's not just that we like putting our hands in it. Our plants love putting their roots in it as well.
They do. And it feels like therapy when you do this. And it feels like therapy for us, but it's definitely therapy for your plants because you've got that reduced peat content in here as well. And part of the peat is renewable anyway from sphagnum moss. But we've taken a lot of that away. We've put the composted wood fibre in. A great thing about that, lets the air get down to the roots, it lets the water percolate through as well, so you've got drainage, but also you've got something holding on to the moisture. And if you're just a little tiny plug plant, if you're one of our pro plugs, for example, and you're popped in this, well, you're really, really happy because very quickly you're going to get your roots developed. You're going to form that fantastic fibrous root system. And what you're going to find as well, you can have all that fertiliser in there to hold your hand while you're growing, feeding you for up to about 6 months. So you're a really healthy plant to begin with. More flowers, more fruit, more vegetables, more disease resistance. You've got a wetting agent in this. So, some composts, inferior composts, when they dry out and you go to water them, especially if it's a hanging basket, the water just all pours off all over your feet, all down the front of you. This one wants to soak in the moisture much, much more. It's not going to repel the moisture. It's pH balanced, so it's not too acid, it's not too alkaline. And the value is in the bag, not on the bag. And I just wondered, is there any water left in that watering can?
I'm not sure, actually.
Oh, yeah, there is a bit.
You're the one who was here yesterday. I normally top it up.
Because you can just see the way that kind of soaks in. It just straight away, it doesn't run off. it just goes straight into the compost.
It soaks right in.
Yeah, which is really, really good.
And that's what you want, is for your compost to hold on to the moisture, but if it's got too much water in there, to still be able to run out so your plants aren't sitting in sopping wet compost and then rotting your roots. And that's exactly what this does.
You get that perfect balance. It's never too wet, it's never too dry, so it's absolutely ideal for all your plants. And this can be house plants as well. Somebody else on TikTok the other day, is it good for house plants? All my house plants are in this. Yeah. If you're going to start growing cucumbers and tomatoes and things in your greenhouse, brilliant. If you're transplanting something, Bex, you use it for topping up your pots, don't you? Top dressing your pots and things.
There's so many jobs I need to do. I need to do that this year as well.
You started off with your dahlia tubers in this, which are doing fantastic.
They're doing brilliantly.
So, yeah.
Let's get my aces sorted. Anyway, stop doing my own jobs in my own
those wretched red ants.
Those red ants killed one of my aces. Yeah. Well, that's one of the questions I've got, actually. Can I do this one? So, Anne, none of your pictures have come through. Unfortunately, it just says image and JPEG, but none of the pictures have come through, unfortunately. However, Anne has asked the question. She says, I've never had any luck with peonies before, so this is new to me. I've noticed the buds seem to be attracting ants. So what should I do? Right,
probably what that is. Now, ants are normally attracted to aphids. So what happens is things that get covered in aphids secrete this thing out their back end called honeydew, which is a really kind of sweet juice that comes out the back end of of aphids. And ants love it. Yeah, ants actually milk aphids for this sap.
Do they?
This honeydew, and they take it back to their nests. So what you need to do, if you can check to see if there's aphids, like green fly or black fly, for example, if you get rid of them, then you'll get rid of the ants, because the ants are there for the honeydew from the aphids.
Okay, and you can get rid of. I mean, there's a nice way of doing that. You can use just a soap water solution, can't you? A spray bottle with some washing up liquid about. I mean, you only need a little bit. You don't need loads.
Yeah, and there's loads of organic sprays you can buy as well. And also, if you can see the aphids, literally get your hose pipe with the the connector on the end, put it on the blast kind of setting, and just blast the little critters off. And that's the easiest, sort of most organic, friendly way to do it.
Yeah. All right, I hope that helps, Anne. But unfortunately, none of your pictures came through. But hopefully, we've been able to answer the question anyway. Just want to quickly show a picture of, while we walk, can we show a picture of Amanda's pear conference? Because it was looking sad a few years ago, and she said she looked after it. And look at it now. So this is the joy of gardening, isn't it? You've got a sick-looking plant, you nurse it back to health, and then you see it absolutely in bloom, and that's wonderful. So
I love pear blossom. Pear blossom is so, so gorgeous. Have you seen that pear tree just behind us in the people's gardens opposite where we park? You've got to look on the way out.
I will.
There's about a 40, 50-foot pear tree out
Whoa.
there. And from top to bottom at the moment, it is like a huge, giant Christmas tree of white flowers.
I'll have a look when I go to the car later.
Beautiful.
So thank you, everybody, for sending your emails and your questions. If you want to, it's ygtv@yougarden.com. We've only got about half an hour left. There is, Stu says he can hear the tractor. He's not even here. He's doing this. He can hear this tractor going on in the background, so sorry if you can hear that rumbling noise. I'm not sure what they're doing out there. Right, 100125 is the item number if you want to go for your premium professional compost. Make sure you're using your code, please, to get your saving and also to get your free shipping on there as well. Right, we're coming back over to the favourites table, which sounds like it's going to change on Sunday. There's a couple of ones on here that are being really, really popular, but Thunbergia definitely needs to come over. Blackberry Cascade we're starting off with at this end of the table. 3 fantastic pots here. 2 exciting things to tell you. It's compact.
And it's not spiny. There's no thorns. There's no spines on this. So it's thornless. So if you want to get your children, your grandchildren into growing fruit, blackberries can be a little bit mean. I've actually trained in blackberries for people in the past who've been growing them. There's one called Himalayan Giant, and it has the most evil flipping thorns on it.
Yeah, they're really thorny.
Yeah, and they're backwards pointing as well. So once they stick in, if you try and pull away, they just stick in even more, like a fish hook. So the great thing about this is there's no spines, there's no thorns. These will gently cascade in a hanging basket. You can see the abundance of fruit there as well. The fruits are red to start with, then they turn to this gorgeous, plump, kind of juicy, sweet blackberries. And you can get up to 1 kilogram of fruit per plant once these become mature. And all I'd say is if you're going to grow them in pots, troughs, hanging baskets, window boxes, make sure you water them really, really well, feed them as well, and then late summer into autumn, you're going to get these beautiful strawberries that you can pick without pain. And that's the great thing about them.
You're going to get blackberries. This isn't a strawberry plant.
Did I say strawberries? Blackberries. I've been doing so many strawberry plants lately. I'm like, I'm thinking of strawberries.
We've got strawberry runners available. If you want to grow strawberries, they are available. But today we're talking about blackberries, and this is the cascade.
Did I say strawberries all the way through, or just once?
I don't know. I heard that the last time.
One. That's good.
Compact, thornless, and up to a kilo of fruit per plant. Wonderful, healthy plants there. £17 saving. £12.97 or £11.02 in the club. Next one, we've got the Anagalis Sky Lover. 6 plug plants included in here, and blue like my shirt.
Yeah, and by the way, I love the pears that this produces. They're gorgeous.
Yeah, they're gorgeous, aren't they? Really sweet.
Really lovely ripe pears, yeah.
They poach nicely.
They do, yeah. This one, this is one of my favourites because it's another one of what I call those true blue plants. In fact, Stu sort of set a challenge the other day and said, I bet there's not many gardeners that can name 10 true blue flowering plants. And the weird thing is, we keep bringing them to you as well. We've got this, we've got the Anagalis, we bring you the Ceanothus, we bring you the Meconopsis poppy, we bring you the Lithidora, we will keep bringing you all these blue flowers that really are blue. They're not purple, they're not mauve, they're not lilac. This is a stunning plant. This is a lovely plant that spreads. It makes a nice little ground cover. It's great for a lovely kind of hot, bright, sunny position. It's great for containers and pots and window boxes and troughs. You can grow it on rockeries, you can grow it at the front of the border. It'll flower its socks off all summer long, water it, feed it. It says it's a perennial, but take that with a pinch of salt, because in a really mild area, you might get it through from year to year, but I would advise most people in most parts of the UK to treat this as a bedding plant rather than a perennial. But it's so worth the effort, because the colour of Bex's top is pretty much the colour of these flowers, and those yellow stamens in the middle, they're just a cherry on the cake for me. They look stunning.
Love the comments coming in. So it's £11 and 4 in the club. So Nirvana covers. It's the big one. Currently sat next to the clever one, making you work. Great show, guys. Love that. Daniel says, my iris changed from yellow to purple when I moved house 3 years ago. Must be another thing with the genetic thing changing.
Roses do. I do know roses sometimes. Yeah. Roses sometimes can change colour genetically. And tulips do it as well. Some tulips can change colour genetically.
Jay's saying, just saying a quick hi and hello from my allotment. Yeah, Simon says, Bex, I bet you won't remember this because you're far too young. You will, Adam.
Oh, I'm so old that I actually remember Simon Says. Yeah. I remember that.
He says, but in the 70s, it felt like every house had a pampas grass in their front garden. I do sort of remember it. I mean, I was born right at the end of the 70s, but I do remember sort of in the 80s, there was pampas grasses everywhere. I like that they're all about again.
People turning up late at night.
Congratulations to Sean winning another golden trowel on the QVC.
Hey!
Well done.
Can you explain, what is that, the golden trowel?
So,
because I've not done QVC yet.
Right, well, Daniel's asking QVC, Neil, what and where is that? So QVC, Daniel, is a shopping channel that's available on, terrestrial television. Been around for years, and we also go there and we do shows as well. So Sean's been there. He does most of them. He goes and does the shows at QVC. I was there yesterday doing a little show broadcasting on there. Now, what happens is they've got their resident garden experts. I've completely forgotten the names. Michael and Emma.
Yeah.
Mind melt. And they set a subject every week, and then the guests that go on, all the gardening guests, film something. So I'm going to be filming one that will be on in a couple of weeks' time about companion planting. I've won a golden trowel once.
Well done. Brilliant.
I think Sean's won 2, or is this the 3rd one? Anyway, but they'll select people each week. You don't always get to enter, but you'll record a 30-second clip going, my top tip for companion planting is... blah, 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 blah. And then the viewers vote on it, so it gets played out within that week. The viewers vote on it, and then that person wins the Golden Trowel Award.
That's good. I didn't know that. That's nice to know.
It's awesome. Yeah. So, yes, big congratulations to Sean. I hadn't seen that, so that's fantastic. Apparently, the person that wins the most at the end of the year gets to keep it, which is nice. I've only been asked to do 2, though, so I think it's slightly unfair, because if you're not getting asked to... Anyway, who cares? Yeah. Moving on, shall we? We've got the Hardy Fuchsia collection going on over here for you, and not your tender summer bedding. This is Hardy. They can be grown as perennial.
Yeah, and these are fantastic plants again. I mean, look at the beautiful root system on these as well. Fantastic, fabulous developed root system on these. These plants have already been pinched out once, and by that what we mean is this plant was a single stem to begin with, but what they've done is they've picked the middle out of the plant. They've picked that central growing stem out, so now we've got 2 stems. Now we could repeat that process if we was to pinch out again. So take that one out. then you get another 2 stems. So, 2 stems become 4 stems, 4 stems become 8 stems, and it gives you that much more bushy plant. So more bushy plant means more flowers. But these are your perennial fuchsias. These are your hardy fuchsias. These are going to live for 15, 20 years. Yep. They can get to about a metre and a half tall. They're going to start flowering in midsummer, and they're going to flower their socks off all the way into autumn. In fact, I've seen hardy fuchsias flower all the way into November, even when there's light frosts. You're getting a beautiful mix in here. I mean, we've got the names written on the back, but it's not always completely fixed to the mix. You might get a slightly different mix, but all of them are beautiful, all of them are stunning, all of them are hardy, and all of them are going to give you months and months of fabulous, gorgeous fuchsias.
Indeed. Make sure you're feeding them, they're hungry, and put them in a part shade position. That's their ideal location. 400947 is the item number, £7 saving on that, 1104 in the club. Cephinias are next, and you're going to treat these similarly when it comes to pinching out here, but you are going to get beautiful 6 different colours, and we're talking massive trails.
Yeah, we are. I mean, sort of, I've seen a metre and a half even on Cephinias as well. Sometimes you drive past those really beautiful pubs in the countryside, and they do have those automatic watering systems a lot of the time, but you see those amazing baskets, don't you? You wonder how they do it. They use Cephinias. These are an iconic petunia. There always will be. 30 years from now, everybody will still be talking about Cephinia petunias. Nobody's going to surpass these, for the amount of flower, for the kind of the way they cascade, for the fragrance. They've got lovely soft fragrance. You've got this beautiful colour range. Once the risk of frost has gone, plant these into your hanging baskets, and this is what you'll get. This isn't Photoshop. This is somebody's real hanging basket that we've photographed, and it's phenomenal. And all you need to do to maintain those displays, if they're in pots, troughs, or whatever, which obviously there will be, keep them well watered, but also feed them regularly, because they're hungry plants. If you keep them fed, you're going to keep them flowering all the way up until the autumn.
Yes, you are. 400881 is the item number. It is a pack of 18, by the way, not a pack of 12. You are going to get 18 of these, and that means you're getting 3 of each colour. The price has come down to £12.73 if you are a club member as well. So if you're not a member of the club, what are you playing at? Get in the club. Come on, join our club. You get savings, first of all, by using the code YGTV1525 is this week's code. But by joining the club, you'll also get 15% discount on those as well. We'll show you more about that in a second. We're moving on right now to the allium. So this is the allium purple sensation. This, for me, is the sort of classic allium. This, if somebody said alliums to you, this is probably what you're picturing.
It is, and I've already whipped this one out of the pot because I just wanted to show you the fantastic root system, because this is the great thing about all the plants you get from YouGarden. We don't just poke something in a pot and then send it out to you 2 weeks later. We leave it till it's established.
Oh, look at those roots.
Yeah, they're crazy, aren't they? I mean, look at that.
That's insane.
You would do the most massive squeeze and tease on that,
Bex, wouldn't you? Squeeze and tease.
Without a doubt. Look at it. Aren't they fantastic?
That is amazing.
So these aren't allium bulbs. Actually, I'm going to pop it back in this pot. These have been grown on for you, and these flower around about the Chelsea Flower Show time. And if you go to Chelsea, you'll know almost every garden has these, because they're reliable growers, they're reliable doers. They will flower for you about May into June. They can get up to a metre tall. The flower heads can almost be tennis ball size. Loved by the pollinating insects. Hot, sunny position. They'll come back year after year, and the foliage dies back really quickly afterwards.
Yeah, love them. 560885 is the item number. Half price deal, £15 off there. Get your extra 15% by being in the club as well. Use your code to get your saving, and use your code to get your free postage. Now, we've talked about the lower price, we've talked about the club price. A lot of you, I know, are already club members, but for anybody that's new, that's watching right now, Daniel, I'm speaking to you specifically just because you've joined the chat, but there might be a few others as well. This is what the club membership is all about.
If you love your garden as much as we love ours, then why not join the YouGarden Discount Club?
The club has been running for many years, and it's where thousands of our customers enjoy a whole host of benefits to ensure that they get the most out of their gardens for less.
Now is a great time to join the YouGarden Discount Club, as the benefits have just got even better. So what do you get when you join the club?
Firstly, our members will get bigger discount rates all year round. So you'll now receive 15% off our range of plants and accessories, and that's on top of any other discounts you might have.
For those bigger investments, such as garden furniture or lawnmowers, for example, you now get 7.5% discount on all of our outdoor living and machinery range.
In addition to the ongoing discounts, you'll also get more voucher value when you join or renew your club membership. We will send you 4 £5 product vouchers, which you can redeem throughout the year against the cost of your orders.
And as a new added benefit, you will now receive 2 free P&P vouchers, which can be redeemed against the cost of your shipping.
Club members get priority access to exclusive offers and brand new products at our best prices.
We'll keep you up to date with fantastic advice and top tips from our grown experts and professional gardeners to make sure that you get the most from your new purchases and existing plants. The best way to join the club is with our auto-renewal subscription. You'll pay £10 per year, then at the end of the year we will automatically renew your membership to ensure you retain all of your benefits. Plus, the price you pay when you join will never go up for as long as you remain a member, and that's a guarantee.
And remember, when you join the club, you will start saving from the very first order you make, as the discounts will be applied immediately. So with all that the YouGarden Discount Club has to offer, why not join us and start saving today?
We'd love to help you make the most of your garden for less with the YouGarden Discount Club.
So there you go, that's what it's all about, and those are all the benefits you can get. You can see why we bang on about joining the club though, can't you? Honestly, the amount of savings you can get from that, particularly if you know, garden throughout the year, save a lot of money.
Right, I've got one quick question.
Go on.
When you join the club,
yes,
you don't have to put the YGTV code in, do you, to get your club discount?
What? When you join the club, you don't have to put the code in? Oh no, there's no discount on joining the club, but you can join the club.
No, what I mean is when you go to order,
yeah,
even if you don't put the YGTV code in, you'll still get your discount if you're in the club, or do you need to put...
Oh, you'll get your club discount.
Yeah, that's
correct.
what I mean. Yeah,
yes.
you don't need to put the...
Absolutely, because that relates to everything across the whole website. That's not just specifically about the show.
Yeah,
whereas the code, the offer code, is specific to what is in the potting shed.
I just have these little things pop in my head sometimes.
No, I like it.
I just like to know the answers.
Didn't understand you, but I got there in the end. Right, let's go.
Few do.
Let's go on to, and I, you know, again, I was wearing this shirt when we first showed the Gora back in the potting shed. Ages ago. It's just my uniform from September 23. I do buy new clothes sometimes, I swear. But this looked fan-flippin-tastic. The flowers at the top of these stems, they look like dancing little butterflies. And it was so very pretty. Look, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, my hubby grows these in his front garden every year, and they do so well, because John's front garden, it's really light, sandy soil, it's full sun, it's got brilliant drainage. But, you know, I've actually seen Gora, another customer I used to look after in a place called Hatfield Heath, and we had a bed of these on really heavy clay soil, but they like being baked in the summer. They actually enjoyed the fact the soil really dried out. So
really?
If you're looking for a plant for a really dry position, really poor soil, a plant that's really drought tolerant, I mean, this is, once this plant's established, it will almost grow in dust. It really will.
That is the footage from the first time we had them on YGTV. I'm wearing the same belt, the same shirt, the same watch. Right, but that was filmed in September 23, Stu. September 2023, and look at how beautiful they were even in September.
And that's the thing, I've actually seen Goras go right up into the autumn. And just a few quick points on Gora as well. When Gora finishes at the end of the season, don't cut it down. Just take the dead flowers off, but leave all the foliage. Don't cut them right down. Wait right until about now, and then when you look down, you'll start to see lovely little new red shoots coming up. Trim down to just above those red shoots, and then they'll come back for you really well. If you cut them down really low in the autumn, chances are they'll just rot off and they'll hate it. So do it like that.
This is why I just leave the growth on winter hardy plants now, because actually, even though they're winter hardy, it still does give that bit of protection that's needed.
Yeah, it does, because if you cut them down too soon in the autumn, what happens is those exposed stems at the top, the frost gets in, the wet gets in, and it just rots the stems down to the ground.
There you go.
But these flower for months, you've got that beautiful foliage colour, great for dry soils, poor soils, loved by the pollinating insects, and yeah, adorable.
£15 saving, half price deal, $12.72 in the club. Use your code, please, to get your saving and your free postage as well. I've been excited about bringing you this one because I think this is going to be super popular. Azalea japonica orange. bright orange.
Well, we
Look,
can see.
there's one with a flower on.
Isn't that beautiful?
I mean, wow.
That is lovely, isn't it?
Isn't that gorgeous?
And already starting to come into flower, Bex, as well. And these are evergreen,
buds,
these
there's
azaleas. So they look good all the year through. And I love the leaves on these, because when the new leaves come through, they've got that bronzy kind of colour to them, haven't they? Which kind of matches the flowers.
Yes.
So even when they're not flowering, they look good. But I tell you what, once these really get established, these are the kind of azaleas where the foliage just disappears under the flowers. I mean, they're phenomenal, aren't they? And they look good for about 4 or 5 weeks. They look really nice in those Japanesey kind of gardens. They go fantastic with acers and ferns.
Yeah, and they
hostas.
like a similar position as well. Dappled shade spot is the perfect place for it.
Dappled shade spot. Now, if you've already got rhodies and azaleas and things thriving in the garden, you can put these straight into the soil where they are. But I'm not sure these are the right. This is a different type of azalea. This one. This is I think a more deciduous one. But the flowers are similar.
The flowers are similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if not, you will need the ericaceous compost.
Yes, of course.
To grow them in. So you can grow them in containers. They make fantastic container plants. But with the ericaceous compost, dappled shade, you can grow these north facing if you want to. But they're long-lived.
Yeah, really
quite
long-lived.
slow growing as well. So they're not going to go absolutely mad. But be just such spectacular, beautiful flowers. Sort of late spring, and these are a little bit earlier than normal. But April into May. But everything's getting earlier now, isn't it?
I know, well, the seasons are changing, but what we always used to say about azaleas and rhodies is that they sort of fill the gap for you between where your spring bulbs are flowered and just before you're waiting for all the summer flowers to come up. So it's a really good one to have in your garden if you're trying to fill those gaps. And I don't mean physically, I mean the gaps between the flowering seasons, although it's good for that as well, to be perfectly honest. It comes to you as a trio, and it is a half price deal with £15 disc. Oh no, sorry, not half price, £18 saving there, $15.27 in the club. Right, we've got Clematis Montana for you coming up next, where you're getting 3 varieties of clematis in here.
Yeah, and
I said it both ways then. I said clematis and clematis.
Yeah, I did that the other day.
I'm very inclusive, you see.
Yeah, I did. I started saying one, then I flicked back to the other. But yeah, these are your really, really super vigorous clematis as well. So these, again, they normally start flowering a little bit later than now. And these ones can really cover a huge space. So you can grow these up through, like I say, an old cherry tree, for example. You can grow them over a rose arch. You can grow them on trellis. Probably too vigorous to go in a tower pot. But and these flower for sort of week after week after week. Beautiful kind of 4-petaled flowers on these as well. Some of them do have quite a nice soft fragrance. Loved by the pollinating insects, loved by the birds and the bees. And yeah, just kind of fantastic clematis for growing over an old tree stump or anywhere like that, to be honest. Easy as well, these. They kind of don't really need pruning. All you can do is just sort of tidy them up a little bit, sort of once in a blue moon. But you will get sort of a huge flush of flowers from these in the spring. And then they're one of these sort of clematis that periodically it will just throw out flowers throughout the summer when it feels like it.
And look, flowers. There's actual flowers on there already. Which is amazing, isn't it? I do love a clematis. Right, summer is on its way, everybody. 550285 is the item number. £12 saving, $15.27 in the club for 3 of those. 3 plants included. Right, we're moving on to the Lobelia Queen Victoria. Elaine's not in the chat today.
I lost you there
Where's
temporarily.
lovely Elaine? Elaine, where are you, my love? The only reason we say that is because we know that you grew this. We know that you've got the Lobelia Queen Victoria. And you grew one that was... I'm talking to her as if she's here. She's not here. She grew one that just was just weirdly large, like got way bigger than it should have done, which I quite like. I love a little freak, a little freak thing that happens every now and then.
And that's a great thing about plants, and sometimes they do these weird things.
Sometimes you get a freaky, weird one.
Yeah.
But this one is beautiful if you want colour, contrast, dark foliage, bright red flowers, gorgeous tropical looking blooms.
Yeah, and you can grow this as what's called a marginal plant as well. And by that I mean if you've got a pond, and you've got a pond with those sort of boggy areas at the side, not completely submerged, but really boggy, heavy soil, you can grow them in that area as well too. And these get to sort of say about sort of anything from 18 inches to about 3 foot tall. These beautiful, deep red flowers, again loved by the pollinating insects. You've got the fantastic sort of dark foliage on these as well. They've formed this really beautiful rosette, and as always Look, no hesitation there. I knew that would have the most amazing, fantastic root
always.
system, and they always do. I mean, every time our plants are always so well established. Plant them in a sort of a bright, sunny position. They don't mind a little bit of sort of dappled shade as well. But what they do, like those lobelias, is lots of moisture. And just one other thing you might want to do, sometimes they can be a little bit susceptible to the slugs and snails. So a bit of strolch, you know, you wouldn't go and miss around those. But
no, not at all.
They're brilliant.
So it is half price deal. Another £15 off that one. £12.72 in the club. Simon, I was 21 in 1999, so you would think I would remember it, but I was having lots of fun. So actually, it's a bit of a blur, to be perfectly honest with you. I can't really remember much of 1999 or the year 2000.
1999. Oh yes.
Just
I can remember New Year's Eve.
That was my last year at university, so I was having loads of fun.
Do you remember New Year's Eve, 1999?
I do vaguely remember. It's Haroon. I don't know if I've said that right. I just wanted to say thank you for your premium compost. It's the only soil I use. Everything grows perfectly, and I've not lost a tree since. That's the kind of testimonial that we love to hear. Thank you. And they said, hey, will you ever get some, I don't know if I know this, navel orange trees? I would love the Cara orange.
Navel.
Or novel. Maybe it's a typo. I don't know. I've never heard of it.
No.
We do bring in lots of different citrus, by the way. So we will be bringing that to, we do refresh our range. So it's not something I know that we've got at the moment. We've got some beautiful citrus. We've got the rainbow citrus. We've got calamondin. We've got kumquat in there. We've got a variety of different citrus plants. Not one I've heard of, but we might bring new ones in the future.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was here yesterday, Bex, and about 12 trolley loads of new citrus turned up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the fragrance, oh my goodness me.
Oh,
Even when they were outside, you could walk past.
In a bit.
Yeah, they were beautiful. All sorts of, there were limes, lemons, oranges, the calamondin, kumquats.
I'm going in the citrus tunnel because the fragrance from those flowers is amazing. Right, let's finish off this table because we've only got about 10 minutes left. We're on the Begonia Saharas for you next. So just like the gazanias we showed you before, these come to you as the Pro Plug. So this is your cost-effective way of filling your garden with gorgeous colour throughout the summer. And we love begonias. You get 120 of these, and this is exactly the same thing that you'll do with this as you would do with a plug plant. Maybe grow them on a little bit before planting them out. But these are going to flower all summer, aren't they?
Yeah, and these are absolutely perfect. What you've got here is a perfectly formed small plant. And all you've got to do is just plant it or grow it on, and that's it. There's no seeds to sow, there's no compost, there's no pricking out, there's nothing like that. All you do with these is just pop them on into a slightly bigger pot, and it could be yoghurt pots, it could be anything. You know what?
Yeah, I'd definitely grow this on a little bit before planting out. Because they're smaller plug plants, you want them to be a bit bigger and a bit healthier before, I mean, they're healthy, don't get me wrong, I just mean bigger, more established before planting them out, but they'll grow pretty quick, won't they?
I mean, even you could put these in an egg carton, just fill it, you've got old egg cartons, fill them up with compost.
Just a few weeks.
Yeah, pop these in, you could plant it with the egg carton bit in place as well, and again, it's just a fantastic way of getting so many plants. If you love those big bedding schemes, if you've got a large area to plant, imagine going out and buying these in 9cm pots from the garden centre when they're established. Yeah, that could be £300 or £400, couldn't it?
Easily.
But this is easy to do, and the great thing about this begonia selection as well is you've got flower colour, but also you've got foliage colour. You've got the reds, the bronzes, the greens, and these are those beautiful begonias that flower in shade and will go right up into the autumn and the frost, and they make great bedfellows with the Busy Lizzie beacon as well. Really do well together.
Really good. Yeah, absolutely. 490243 is the item number if you want to go for those. £37 saving on there. Whoa, £19.52 as a club member. Make sure you're using your code. You'll get your saving. You'll get your postage taken off the price there as well. That's it for those ones. So we're going to give you a little review. We've got a couple more things to show you before we disappear. So let me remind you of some of the things that you've seen already that are really popular. Some Bergia, it was starting with the Black-Eyed Susan. Leave me a pack. I want to buy a pack of these myself. We're going to plant these in... Oh, apparently there's plenty. We're all good. We're going to plant these into something that climbs. I'm going into 2 tower pots with them. And 3 plug plants into 1 tower pot is all that's needed. Ali G has shown us her picture from last year, and she said she'd put 3 in there. That that's what Adam was recommending as well. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. 401394 for those 6 plug plants, saving £3 on there. So do use your code to get your saving, to get your free postage as well. Next we've got the Blackberry Black Cascade. Now this is a compact trailing blackberry that is going to work perfectly in a hanging basket, but is also thornless as well. So you don't need to worry about pricking yourself on the thorns here. You're saving £17, and we're doing £11 and 2 pence as your discount club price. So grab hold of those. That one is one of the most popular items. Oh, they're winter hardy as well, by the way, and you'll get up to 1 kilo of fruit on those by the time these get established. Next up, we've got the Agorable Goras, where you're going to get 3 of the 9cm pots, half price saving on there, £12.72 if you are in the club. Next up, and they are beautiful. Long flowering, by the way. You know, poor soil, not too fussy, nice and sunny. And Adam was saying, don't trim them right back at the end of summer. Leave them on over winter. And about this time next year, then prune them back when you see the new growth coming through. 560898 is the item number. We completely forgot to tell you about the deal that we've got on the blueberry planters, the blueberry and the planters. So you're going to get the 9cm pots, and this is the early, mid and late cropping varieties. These are the ones I've got. We'll bring it back on Sunday because I've got so much footage to show you of how healthy and beautiful. I'm going to have so many blueberries this year. I planted them at this time last year, and I tell you what, I'm going to have so many blueberries this year.
And all they need, Bex, they just
Dead excited.
Nice sunny spot.
Nice sunny spot. Ericaceous compost.
We'll set that in sync.
Keep them watered. Oh, I'm so excited about that. You're getting some planters included as well, and it's a big saving. We're doing a bit of a clear out on that one, so grab those ones. £16.95 is your club price. Or come back on Sunday if you want to know more about that. We'll make more of a feature of that one. Hardy Fuchsias is next, where you're getting your 12 plug plants, 6 varieties, 2 of each, and these are the ones that you're going to leave out in winter. So grow them on a little bit now, plant them out into pots, into borders, and enjoy those summer flowers. And they do flower for ages, and they can go right the way through to autumn time too. Next up, we've got the Saphinia. You're going to get 18 of these ones. You're saving a £5 off that one by using the code. You'll get your free postage as well, but remember it's 18 plug plants included. And these are the trailing plants that can reach, I mean, we say 4 feet, but they can get, you know, metre and a half even. They can get stupidly long. It's £12.73 here, and you're going to save that £5 as well. 400881 is the item number if you'd like to go for the 30 years of Saphinia Petunia collection. Fatsia that we started with, so you're getting all 3 of the varieties that we stock here. You're getting the Fatsia japonica, which is the classic, the one with the beautiful luscious green leaves on there. You're also going to be getting included in, and they do flower, that is beautiful, towards the end of the year, sort of between October and December. Great for late pollinators, and you get these huge great big clusters like that. They are really amazing once they get established. And then what we've got next is the Fatsia japonica.
Yeah, and the Fatsia japonica as well is fantastic because you've got that beautiful, beautiful green foliage there, that evergreen foliage. And this could be a house plant, or this could be a plant in the garden as well. You can make the option on this, you can choose.
They are fantastic, honestly, and you're going to get a £5 saving there. £12.73 is your discount club price. So grab those, that problem solver for being in your shady spots in your garden. Also can be grown in pots as well. We'll give you the details quickly on the Fatsias because it's showing Saphinias at the moment, and then you'll be able to see the details. Can you give us the details of the Fatsia, please, Stu?
Stu,
there's a mild delay, that's all. Right, there we go. £15 saving on that one. $33.97 is the club price. 511729 is the item number. Absolutely adore those. I've got all 3. That's why I love them so much.
I'm a bit of an idiot though, because my favourite is the camouflage, and I haven't got that one.
And that's the one you haven't got.
But I've got 2 spider's webs and one of the japonica.
Numpty. Bye, Ruth. See you soon. Thanks for joining us. It's nice to have your company for however long you want to join us. Torbay Dazzler.
Isn't this beautiful?
I love this.
Yeah, these are really dramatic, aren't they? They give YouGarden that jungly look, that exotic look, that tropical look. These gradually get taller as the years go by. They form a nice little trunk, and then you get flowers on these eventually as well. Really kind of unusual flowers, loved by the pollinating insects. They're very fragrant. They become multi-branched eventually as well. And what you can do with these is, you know, if it gets too tall for you eventually, you can just chop the trunk off halfway up, and they reshoot really, really well for you. It looks scary, but you can do it. But for many years they'll look like this. They'll be lovely, they'll be compact. You've got that lovely 360-degree spread of foliage there as well, which looks fantastic. This has got the lovely creamy colour edges on it as well, and then all the new foliage in the middle comes through this lovely sort of reddish colour in the centre there as well. These look great in the middle of sort of containers or pots for the summertime with bedding plants all the way around the edge, or you could put this in a sort of a central island in the middle of the lawn or somewhere, or a couple in pots either side of the front door, or some steps or patio doors. They really do make sort of a dramatic statement.
They are very dramatic. I love them in pots either side of front doors, and they're perfect for going into borders. What I love about Cordelines is that they provide architecture and they provide structure and they provide contrast, and they're really easy to look after. It's just £15.29 in the club. You are saving £2 on that one by using that offer code YGTV1525. You're also getting free postage off of everything as well. There is a website, YouGarden.com. That's where you go to place your order. It's really simple. You can click on the Live Now button. It'll bring up the show page, and that's where you can see everything that's been selected for the show. Everything you see there has got the free postage. If you stick an item in your basket and put the code in and then go back to that page, it'll give you all the show prices, and that's a really nice, easy way to shop. Adam and I will be back with you on Sunday morning, apologies. We'll do it all again. There's still loads of items that you did not get to see today, so join us on Sunday so that you can see all of those. We love having your company. Thanks for your emails. Sorry if I didn't get to all of them, but we much appreciate it, and we do always have a little look through them after the show is finished as well. We'll be back live on TikTok this afternoon. If you want to come and join us on there, give us an hour or so, and we will see you later on this afternoon. Lots of love to you all. Mwah.